In the landscape of figure photography, one group strived for tangible and dynamic displays.
No time to explain, get in the rows!
Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's go.
We are live, Bug.
Oh, we are live. Yes, sir.
We're officially back at it.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say, is even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every scene. Days go by, it's the bigger love of the family.
The Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast is filmed in front of a live virtual audience and is funded in part by viewers just like you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog Nice coming at you with the Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast episode. I don't know, but I'm your host, Boog Nice. Got my boys with me, Rick Dom, the return of Fabster 360, D Walt, P is with us in astral form. We stronger than ever.
Bruh.
How's it going?
Was not expecting to see the Fabster, my boy, back in the building. Man, what's good, brother?
I was not expecting to be here, actually, because I only let the boys know like an hour ago that I was available. So
look at you, rock star lifestyle. Got guitars in the background. I'm expecting any minute. Some groupies about to come in and feed you grapes.
I wish, dude. I'm just trying to survive this heat because it is I think like 196 degrees out here in the valley.
Oh, really?
That's okay. We got a nice cold cocktail. We're chilling.
Man,
it cooled off this past week here in New York, but today was today was the first kind of like normal kind of warm day. It got up to 80 again, but it was like down in the 60s.
No, brother. We would be so lucky to be as fortunate as you. I mean, August into like September is like the hottest time out here for sure.
Yeah, here in Atlanta, we started our false fall. And like the man was all hype and was like, "Yay, it's cooling off." And I was like, "Well, actually, according to our electric year, August is going to be the hottest month." And sure enough, it has been blazing down here.
It's been brutal. I'd love to take a dip in the pool out here, but these fucking kids is always here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
didn't school just start? You can't catch them slipping?
No, it's like 2 more weeks or something.
School didn't start yet.
Oh, school's been starting over here.
Yeah, I told y'all.
I mean, some schools, like charter schools, private schools, whatever. But the greater
I only observed Montessori
situation hasn't started up.
Yeah, the regular schools out here started on Monday.
Okay. Well, my friend who's a teacher in the Long Beach school district or whatever, he and I are playing Baldur's Gate for like the 18th time, and he doesn't start for another few weeks. So I'm trying to finish another playthrough right now.
Nice. How many? Seriously though, how many times have you played through Baldur's Gate at this point?
Solo and in co-op campaigns, probably like 8 times. Closer to 10. We'll see.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's
the best
crazy.
game. Nice. It's excellent. But it's great to see you boys. Boog, Rick. Just saw you guys at Comic-Con. D-Walt.
Yeah, I got to see you briefly.
I know. Yeah, this was a very I know you guys talked about your Comic-Con reactions last week, but I mean, I feel like I had a very a la carte Comic-Con experience this year. Like I really just went in and got like the couple of the greatest hits that I have from previous years and then dipped. It wasn't really compared to last year where we did all 5 days and all that I got like a day and a half basically, and I was good.
Well, do you want to give us like a quick whirlwind recap of your a la carte Comic-Con experience, like from your POV?
Shit. I mean, yeah. I mean, I didn't expect to go at all this year, so I didn't make any plans. I didn't make any, any reservations, any accommodations at all. I just figured I was going to be busy that week and was just going to be, or that weekend, and miss out completely. And then it's part of the reason why I'm here today is because I'm quite literally like between jobs, because as I was telling the boys when I was there, like I was only able to go to Comic-Con because my work like didn't schedule me randomly that weekend. I didn't request it off, but they just didn't schedule me. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll go. And then it was like another 2-3 weeks of them just not scheduling me. And in that time, I found a different job, and I gave my 2 weeks at that job, and then suddenly they wanted to schedule me. And it scheduled me right through a weekend that I had requested off because my band went up north, like NorCal, Sacramento, and SLO for a tour over a weekend. And I had requested that off like 3 months in advance, and week of, within my 2 weeks, they were like, sorry, denied.
Yeah.
So
they made
obviously I wasn't there, and then I showed up on I had given my 2 weeks, and my last day was supposed to be last Friday, and then I show up on Tuesday, and they're like, you were in violation of your contract because of basically no call, no show, because I was scheduled that didn't show up, even though everybody knew I wasn't going to be there. But I was kind of playing schedule chicken with the owner of the restaurant, and everybody around him knew, but I don't know. The long and short of it is I think they knew this is the way that it was going to end, and they kind of put things in place for it to be the way that it ended. And it's like, whatever. I already got a new job, so I was just really trying to be professional and see out my last couple of weeks. But they were like, you can't quit because you're fired.
Well, I mean, once they fired you, technically, you could have claimed unemployment. But the days of, and you were courteous, man, the days of the 2 weeks notice is so long gone. So
yeah, that really doesn't happen anymore.
And on the schedule, I was there till Friday. They had adjusted the schedule because up until then, I was still scheduled through like past my last day. And then they updated the schedule for it to go to my intended last day. But I showed up and they, cut me like early in the week. So whatever. My boss didn't even like look at me. He just read my termination letter off his laptop without looking at me in the face. So it was just some weird, like, I don't know, cold professionalism to, I don't know. Maybe it reads professional, but for me, it reads like fucking inhuman, just cold machine, just, milling me into the system, whatever. Didn't matter. I was, again, trying to be professional and see it out, but they, didn't want that. I don't know. Weird.
I will say, take all that energy, take all that angst, take all that negativity, write that shit into a song.
It's not that serious. I don't want to give him that much credit.
Take it on the road.
That
shit. Everybody's had that one job, that one boss that was unnecessarily. That can be the name of the song, Unnecessary Dicks.
There you go.
Well, that could be about anything, not just work.
That's the beauty of it, bro.
You can walk into a truck rest stop. There's unnecessary dicks all over the place. Who knows?
She'll be a hit at Pride. Rock it, Fabio.
There you go.
But it's great to be back on the show, just to fucking chat with you boys, dude. It's been nice. I didn't get to really debrief after Comic-Con,
Yeah. All right, so where are we going? Where are we jumping in at, Bug?
Oh, but don't let that detract from the fact that I have been keeping up with the news kind of peripherally. So I know everybody's mad about this new Deadpool. Everybody's mad about everything revealed at Comic-Con. Everyone's mad about the new HasLab. So I'm pretty abreast of what's going on in the world. Everybody's just mad all the time, no matter how much these companies are like, we heard fan reaction and this is why we gave you this thing, and we're still mad about stuff.
I mean, it's pretty much where things were when you left.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Everybody's mad about something.
All I know is that the last shot was sort of changed. There's like a different Justice League or whatever. That's all I know.
I know what you're talking about, but I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't seen it either, but I've heard.
I watched it. It was great.
We were just about to watch.
Yeah, it was great. Just
how
as good
is
as it's ever
the
been.
intro song?
It's good.
Is there a new intro song?
Yeah, he's still dancing, but it's a new intro song.
good.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Peacemaker.
Oh, Peacemaker. Okay, I saw it was trending on Twitter
It's
just
great.
now too.
Yeah,
It's as good as it's ever been.
I'll watch it tonight and see what's.
James Gunn should just stop doing everything else and just stick to Peacemaker and let everybody else do the other movies.
Everything else.
So I did see the Superman. I did see the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit in depth last week. What's your quick synopsis of the three? Actually, did you see Thunderbolts too?
I didn't. So we've been waiting for Thunderbolts to hit streaming, but it feels like even though it's the oldest thing, it's taken the longest to like come to streaming.
It's been on Disney Plus for
I'm not
a
gonna
long
pay 20.
time.
Has it? We checked
Yes.
literally like last night, and it
Nah,
was not
dog.
on Disney Plus.
It's
Are
on
you
there.
misspelling Thunderbolts?
It's on Amazon Prime for $20 rental, but it's not on Disney Plus for free until like the 27th.
Are you sure? I thought it
I'm
was
like 98% sure because I swear to God we just checked because we were specifically trying to watch it because we did go and see Fantastic Four in the theater, and honestly it was fun. I loved just being immersed in that world and living in that world for a little bit. The 60s.
Oh,
sort of,
you're right. It's been on the
retro-futurism.
homepage. It's been on the homepage for a week, but it's because it's about to debut.
Exactly.
That's why I was like, "What are you talking about? It's on the homepage, but it's on there to
Which is crazy.
bolster the debut."
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
August the 27th.
Give me your score out of 10 for Fantastic Four.
I mean, I think Fantastic Four was a strong like 8. 8.5 maybe. Like it was just like a fun sort of one-off superhero film. It's its own kind of established universe, and there's those links towards the end if you care to stay after the credits. But for the most part, it's just its own cool retro futuristic world, and it was fun. I like Superman for a lot of the same reasons, like the production design and just like the world they built was cool, but it was just like so much bigger and like so many characters and so much new canon to establish that even though I like the movie, I like seeing Superman do Superman stuff, like save a dog and a squirrel and shit like that, or a kid, and but I don't know. I think Fantastic Four just was more like it was less to like pack in, It was just its own little pocket universe, and it worked. Superman had a lot more expectations. They're about the same though. Like if Fantastic Four is like an 8.5, Superman's like an 8.1, 8.2.
Do you think that's kind of what you're speaking to? Do you think that some of that lended itself to the Fantastic Four movie being able to focus solely on the Fantastic Four and roll out this new team with the focus solely on them, the family, their story, and Superman was, although I think they did it well, they rolled out a bunch in a Superman movie by introducing us to the world, the characters, the villains.
Exactly.
It was just a lot to take in.
Yeah. Like Fantastic Four still had 4 characters to really establish, but I think some of the coolest stuff in that movie was the shit that we didn't see in the trailers and stuff. Like when they took, it's probably spoilers, but who cares? It's been out forever now.
Yeah, we talked about it in depth.
Yeah, who cares?
That's cool.
The middle section when they went out to space and met Galactus and had the baby in space, like that was the coolest part of the whole movie because
that was the coolest part of the whole movie. Yep.
Dude, like that's the Fantastic Four, and even Maya over here, who's listening to music and still at work, she was like, "I didn't know they were astronauts. I didn't know they were like space explorers." I'm like, "Yeah, that's like their whole thing." So it was cool to like see the movie actually portray that,
Yeah. And they nailed that scene. I loved it. And then the surfer, the way that she surfed on the like little Milky Way thing, whatever.
Dude, that was so cool. I loved that. Yeah, absolutely. Like it really hammered the surfing thing. It was very, very Kirby. The whole movie was a fucking Kirby love letter and everything. It was great. Whereas on the other side, I thought that the Superman movie was like almost like the animated series really come to life, where like the city and the world had its very specific art style too. But I think it was just bogged down by the fact that it had like so many characters and so
it had a lot going on, but I don't feel like it was.
If you're a comic fan, like for sure, like you get all this stuff and it washes off your back, and you just take it as it's coming. But from a movie making perspective, it's like, well, damn, there's a lot for it to fucking tell you. Not to say that Fantastic Four didn't, because the whole Silver Surfer exposition dump was like Johnny Storm in Act 3. You know, just I translated your language, and now I know your entire story. You know, that was a little clunky. I'm not gonna sit here and say it wasn't. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I just liked it more. And what's his name? Petey Pablo, who plays Mr. Fantastic. Really good. Love him.
Man, do not disrespect Mr. Terrific like that.
I really hope that name sticks.
Get the fuck out of here. You are not doing that on this podcast,
you're thinking of Mr.
brother.
Terrific. I was talking about the stretchy guy.
Shit.
Yeah. Petey Pablo did a great job.
That was pretty damn cool.
Hilarious.
I hope that name sticks. I'm referring to him as that in his next 8 movies that are all coming out next month.
Yeah, who are all in theaters simultaneously.
I can't wait.
And shout out to fucking Julia Garner too, who played Shalabal Silver Surfer, because we just watched Weapons too.
Yep.
Weapons was great. Yeah,
Weapons was fucking.
I hear nothing but good things about Weapons.
Weapons was crazy. I did not. Did
I asked David, and you never answered.
What up?
Was this worth the anger that it caused Peel? Was this really worth his anger?
Yeah, I knew when I heard
that
he was angry that his company missed out on getting the rights to produce it. I knew it was going to be good then, because he's so selective with his work that he's not going to attach his name to some bullshit. But the fact that the movie even went to a bidding war that he then lost out on, let me know. I went into it with moderate expectations, and it exceeded all of them. I don't even know if I would categorize Weapons as a horror movie. I think it was a thriller. It
was a thriller, but it was almost like a dark comedy too.
Kinda.
It was like a dark comedy revenge fantasy at the end of the day.
Did you like his other movie, Barbarian?
I love Barbarian, dude. It was so good.
I loved the first half of Barbarian.
And then it takes a crazy turn, right?
Craziest of turns. But it also goes into that dark comedy shit that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. But again, like a weird revenge fantasy. Like, you want to see terrible people taking advantage of this situation, you know, get their comeuppance.
Yeah. Highly recommend it. Go see Weapons in theaters. I'm going to put myself on blast. There is a scene in Weapons. I can't believe I'm going to share this. There is a scene in Weapons. I'm there with my wife and my daughter. And there's a scene in Weapons near the end of the movie that made me gasp and jump so loud that it may have teetered on like a
clutching your pearls kind of thing.
Because it was something I was not expecting, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. It like startled the fuck out of me in the movie theater. And the only thing that made me keep any part of my man card is that I heard like 4 other dudes in the back with their ladies that did the same thing. And it was like one of those things that was like a wave over the audience. Really good movie. Go see it in theaters so you can get
I don't know anything about this movie. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, dude. A24 is on a legendary run right now.
Oh, A24.
Some of the best films coming out lately.
Did you see? I'm not going to derail us on this, but did you see the A24? Shit. What is it's the Unicorn movie with Paul Rudd and
we keep seeing it. Yeah, Death of a Unicorn or whatever.
It may be.
We haven't seen it yet, but
watch it. Funny, it's good, but it's another like one of those like obscure A24 movies. Anything they put out, I'll watch.
Yeah, we just watched Friendship, which was also Paul Rudd, but with Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave on Netflix.
I wanted to watch that,
dude. It's like the return of like just oddball comedies from the mid 2000s. Like, it's just such a weird fucking
I heard it's just
acid trip literally of a film.
All right, we getting fucking derailed here.
No,
right?
we're flowing naturally.
Talk this shit.
Nothing derailed when we're right on the rails.
No, we're not.
You just hear him go, Fabio's good having you back. Bye.
All right.
Classic Fabio talking about a fucking concert for an hour.
I love it.
I haven't mentioned a single one, actually. That's crazy.
All right, where you guys want to start? It's not really a heavy news week, so we're gonna spend the majority of the time talking about probably 1 or 2 things. Is there anything in the import world that we want to touch on? I feel like there was something important that happened this week. Rick, do
let
you
me
know?
see.
Oh, well, one thing I know for certain is that the Mafex Bane got a re-release. I was
Yeah,
able to
that was sorely
pre-order
needed.
that.
That thing is, it's incredible.
That was a lot of people's in their top 10 figures of the year last year. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes
deservedly so, man. It's so good.
Yeah.
I've never really got a chance to mess around with it, but all of the pictures that I've seen have been so great. So yeah, I was able to pre-order that.
Rick made me a believer. At first, I thought it was too small, but then Rick was like, "Hey, I get it. Bane can be drawn huge, but also sometimes he's not." And when he kind of pulled out some covers and some different panels and showed different sizes of Bane, I think it definitely earned its spot in top 10 figures of the year last year. So I know a lot of people are going to be
Great.
excited. You don't have to pay secondary price for it.
Yeah, I'm glad it got that re-release. Import wise, there was a Luffy that was shown. I don't think it's particularly like crazy or anything like that we might need to bring it up or anything. But the big thing was Blocky's had a bunch of stuff.
The Transformers stuff.
Yeah,
I
some
haven't gone that
Transformer
long. I don't know
stuff. It
what
had the
Lucky's is.
Snorlax. It had a decent amount of stuff. So that was pretty big, I'd say.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of the Transformers ones. And remember, Blockies wasn't even on my radar until last week when we talked about it on the podcast.
Oh man, you've been missing out.
I clearly have.
That's what I hear. Should we talk about these Marvel Legends reveals this week?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to kind of like touch on some other stuff because I knew this was like the bulk of the news. And
yeah,
was there anything that we say it again?
It hasn't really been like the craziest amount of news, but
yeah, I know.
Physical product,
Partly why we wanted to start early and try to wrap this up in an hour.
So I don't know who's screen sharing, but if you can go to Lago's page, we'll get some stuff.
I am on Lago's page. In fact, I was looking for what to really mention. I know.
So what above Luffy, above? Oh, we're not doing Marvel Legends right now, but
where's Luffy?
If you go above, you're scrolling the wrong way.
Oh, so we're going in
no above
reverse
Luffy.
order.
Above Luffy is a Figma. No.
Ooh,
we could talk about that. We could talk about that, David. We could talk David.
Oh, Mr. Martinez. What we got going on?
Yeah, that was David Martinez from 3-0. It looks really good, and honestly, kind of.
All right, you're all over the place. Where you going?
Yeah,
that's where we're going. Okay, there you go.
That's David Martinez. That looks so fucking
that looks fantastic.
Good.
Yeah,
and 3-0 is super affordable for being 1.6.
Yeah,
this is going to be crazy. This is going to be like 150, I think. And this looks really good. It's making me second guess buying the Jada stuff and just thinking, man, maybe I should just go 1.6 with it.
Guess what? Guess who finally ordered their David Martinez?
Oh shit!
Popped up on Amazon literally 15 minutes ago.
No way.
Oh damn!
David Walton.
15 minutes ago, paid $54 for it on Amazon, which
that
was
the retail. That's the retail. So you're not going crazy or anything.
Yeah, literally 15 minutes ago, bro. Like so seeing this right now for the first time and seeing that they went the extra mile and the jacket is glow in the dark on the back. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Like, oh shit. Maybe I should have. Yeah, I don't. I'm really tempted. To just
depends how deep they go too.
Well, we sit with there's 3 figures already. That's going to be Lucy, Rebecca, and David. We know so far. So we're getting 3 for sure. 3-0 is not really known for showing something and not releasing it. So those 3 at the very least. I don't know that it'll go any further than that. But even if those are the only 3 you get, it's a great 3 to have.
It's good.
That looks really good. The one thing I will say about going 3-0 over Jada is I am confident that Jada will give us the different phases of David.
Yeah.
And I don't think that 3-0 will.
I think 3-0 will only give us the different phases of David.
And nobody
Jada will only give us the supporting cast.
Interesting. That's a crazy take right there, Fabs.
Well, bookmark this.
They call me Bobstradamus for a reason.
Bobstradamus. But yeah, this looks fantastic. It looks very good.
Yeah, it looks great.
So who was the other one? Was that from?
I was Major from Metal. I was gonna say Metal Gear Solid.
I knew.
From Ghost in
You're
the
not a real
Shell.
fan, Rick.
Yeah,
This Motoko Kusanagi. Yeah, I think people have been asking for this for a long time. We know that what's that other company? God, they just made a Rambo.
Wait, who's? Oh, this is Figma.
Exquisite
Okay.
Minis. What are they called? Haya
Haya's making a Motoko too. Different look. This is
with
this
soft
is
goods.
Motoko. Yeah, with soft goods. Yeah, with a really bad looking leather jacket.
Is it
this
bad
is-
because it's soft goods?
No, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't
Oh.
look good. You know what's funny? Since you've been gone, I'm the soft goods savior, and I go back and forth with Poncho over how he never likes it. Almost.
That's actually insane.
Yes, he's not a fan.
He loves
I
all those
typically
extra joints on a cape, huh?
Yeah, get out of here, Poncho. If you can hear this backstage, get out of here.
the extra
Classic Pancho.
I miss you, Poncho.
This looks good too. I think I have almost all of the Ghost in the Shell.
How dare you?
I'm giving you the ultimate side eye right now. Out of all the anime to fuck with, you're heavy with Ghost in the Shell.
I mean, not really. I just like the designs, and I don't know. I like the original anime, and like I don't know.
All right, well, yeah, I'll rock with you. I like the original Ghost in the Shell.
Some of us never woke up after being ripping high in the middle of the night, and Adult Swim is playing Ghost in the Shell, and you're like, "Fuck is this? It's the
Right.
coolest shit I've ever seen."
It's never getting any better than this.
Is this
looks
peak
good.
cinema?
Yeah, this looks good.
Yeah.
Figma is I wouldn't even say they're hit or miss. They got a lot of hits, but it's just the articulation kind of suffers sometimes. This new age of Figma in like the past like 4 or 5 years though, they've been putting out some real clean stuff though, for sure.
Yeah, they can put out some bangers. They have their moment in the sun a lot, and there's been a lot of like competing going on where they'll have the same license that Figuarts has, and it's like, oh well, I like the JJK ones that Bandai made, or no, like the Figma ones are better. It's they've been keeping up pretty well. So yeah, this looks good. I'll probably buy this one. I was gonna begrudgingly buy that Haya, however you want to pronounce it, Studios Motoko, but I think I'll get this one.
Yeah. All right, that looks great. What else we got?
All right, we could go to that Luffy. I saw the comments saying, "Don't belittle this Luffy." It's right under it. There you go.
Okay, I see it. Thank you, Lago.
Thanks, Lago. The Figs.
All right, so which version is this, and how many Luffys do we have from? This is Figuarts? Yes, it is. How many do we have from Figuarts so far?
I think this might be the 4th. This is from Marineford. I'm a sucker for when a figure has like that cross hatching, like the marks and whatnot. This is going to be an entry level one. This is going to be at Target and stuff like that at like $34.99.
Oh, really? Okay, so it'll be like what, 30, 34, $35?
Yeah, they're like $34.99.
Is this like his first look in any anime?
No, but this is from a specific moment. That's what Brad was saying. This is from a pivotal scene in the show.
I see.
I know One Piece well enough, but not to this level where I'm like, oh yeah, that's when he fought General.
Got you.
You know,
So the equivalent of Legends doing like a character that was in like one scene in one comic book in the 90s and shit.
Rick, did you just admit you're not a real fan?
Not a real fan. I stopped at episode. I stopped at like episode 150 something. 1,000 episodes is too much, man.
No, you were almost there. You should have kept going.
You're so close.
You're so close, bro.
So close. Why did I give up? I had it in the palm of my hand.
Shout out to Matthew Charles. He's been going crazy with some of these.
Matthew Charles is on a generational run. If we want to talk about it, he's fucking killing it.
He always puts up consistent hotness.
Yeah, so this Luffy looks good. Like I said, I'm always a sucker for like the marks on the body, the cross hatching and whatnot. That's my shit. I love that. So that's pretty cool. And I love the expressions here. Luffy's such an expressive
character. That's a cool expression right there.
Yeah,
that's great. There was another big thing today that everybody's talking about. At the top of Lago's page, almost under the pin post, is a Boss Fight Studios' new Hellboy line.
Hold up. What is that?
Oh yeah.
Show me that
Shout out
Snorlax
to.
before we leave.
Yeah. Oh, we'll cover it after this.
All right.
But I
I
wanted to.
saw. I know Jose
And
Martinez is a
Lobster
huge.
Johnson.
I know Jose is a huge Hellboy fan. I saw him post about these earlier in plastic
Yeah.
and paint. I think.
Yeah.
All right. So talk me through this. What do we got going on here?
These are Boss Fight Studios, baby, just
They
recently
look like
released.
one of one comic versions of Hellboy here, right?
Yeah, they're doing really close to Magnolia's work. So yeah, it's nice that we're gonna have probably an affordable Hellboy line for once. I feel like everybody that's been tackling Hellboy has been on the pricier side.
Mhm.
So that's good. Lobster Johnson out the gate. I love this Lobster Johnson. He really looks like Magnolia's work with that like really
Yeah.
wide face.
Yeah.
And that like flat look to him too. It's really good.
What's that articulation going to be like in the torso for
Yeah,
Hellboy?
that's
There,
my
yeah, that I mean we see a cut there, but
They
I
went
mean
straight
what kind
for
of
the,
range is that, you know?
The pec cut, you know.
Yeah, I'll be
You
curious to
think they'll do
see.
a soft.
I think it looks good, but if it has range, that's the make or break.
Yeah,
Right.
we'll have to wait until they're in hand, I guess, for anybody to know what the range is really going to be like. But
And what's the
hopefully
range of the
it's
waist too?
yeah, that too.
Ball joint
that
or a
too.
swivel?
If it's
I do like
swiveling.
that they went with a traditional looking hand because I do love my 1,000 Toys Hellboy,
Mhm.
Mhm.
but the Lego, the Bionicle
It's a
hand.
little warm. Yeah.
You know the days of movable fingers like working really well at that small scale is tough. You know.
Well, I mean,
I
as
mean,
a
even
That's what
would
stopped me
agree,
from getting
collector, it can be done, and it can be done at a
That's
high
actually
level.
what stopped me from getting the 1,000 Toys one because I just didn't like the hand, man. Other than that, the figure looked phenomenal, but
So
the
you know
hand just
what? I
wonky.
waited because I just got mine. I don't know, 2 months ago,
Yeah,
and
you mentioned it on the
yeah,
show.
I love it. It's a great figure. I love the way that the articulation is done. I love the soft, like, kind of like that soft plastic overlay to hide some of the articulation in the abdominals. I bought it hoping that somebody would make like a third party hand to replace the Lego hand, and no one has yet. And it's kind of wild that with all this 3D printing and everything else that people have access to, that nobody has made one yet. But I would buy the hell out of it if somebody did, because outside of that, the figure is amazing. The soft
I
good.
feel like early on, some people were playing with some other things to swap onto there when it first came out. I feel like that was the thing. But
Yeah, people put like, I think there was like a NECA hand from like one of the movie Hellboys that could work on there, but then that was like static.
Mezco, actually.
Who was it?
It was Mezco. Yeah, they were the ones with that old line.
Not that I would know.
Well, they you could do it, but it was then just like stuck in like a fist. You know what I'm saying? Which I guess is on brand, being the Fist of Doom. But this looks good. I'll be interested to see how they do the articulation. It may even be worth a little mixing and matching. Actually, I'm lying. I don't need anybody else from Hellboy but Hellboy.
No doubt.
But they look
Not
good.
even Lobster Johnson? Come on, dude.
Come on, you don't love Lobster Johnson?
The name is groovy, and they got to him finally in the movies, right? Didn't Hayden Christensen play him? Not Hayden Christensen, the guy who is Hayden Christensen? No. What's the guy's name who was Sandman? And he used to be on the show Wings.
You're right. You're totally right.
Oh, you're talking about what's his name?
Something, right?
Yeah. Hayden Christian.
I think it's Hans.
No. Hayden.
No, that's Hans Christian Andersen.
Hayden Church.
Yes, yeah.
Anyway,
you're talking about Thomas Hayden Church.
There we go. So yeah,
not loud enough.
He was Lobster Johnson in the live action, and that was cool. But
that was in a flashback in Hellboy 2, but I don't think he's really had like a full on role, you know.
There was a rumored solo film that never happened, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Let's go to Snorlax before we get out of here and talk Legends. This is the blocky Snorlax. Look at that size.
David. That's blockies.
That's blockies, and it has the articulation, brother. Little effect piece.
I'm getting that for my kid.
Oh, and then look at this next one. It's gonna change. A Scyther, baby. Look at that.
Wow.
Baby boy Scyther, fully articulated and
so it's also wild because I thought that Pokemon was like hella protective over who they let get their license for shit.
They are, but I mean, they don't sell these in the United States technically. People are buying them from China. So.
Oh,
yeah, that Snorlax looks cool. She's gonna love that, and I think she has a Scyther, but it's like not a great one.
No, it's the same one that I have. It's pretty mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the scale,
man? They'll scale pretty well with your other trainers like Figma's ones and SHF. Like they don't have like a definitive scale that they work on. They call their scales like action and like they have like their own keyword names, but they're gonna work. They're gonna work with your trainers.
All right, well, keep me looped in on this because I'm not in the blocky circles. So when this drops, let me know.
I got you. I'm blocked up, bro. Don't worry. I got you.
Blocky circles. Really quick before we jump into Legends and go Deadpool crazy. 2 pieces of news or rumored news or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Who post.
Who?
Yeah, you know who. Dan Who.
Yeah, I was actually gonna do a separate video for this, but yeah, just go ahead. That's cool.
Well, I won't rain on all your thunder then. But
no, it's not really worth a whole, like, it was just gonna be a quick short or something anyway. But yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, Dan posted like a little screen cap of a notification that he got in the UK that the 97 Sentinel was going to be delayed and was not going to come out until 2026.
Oh, no.
So
that's like literally the worst news.
Well,
let me go ahead and quote him though, because I actually hit him up and spoke to him. I'll tell you what he said.
See, look at that. We got some insider real journalism happening.
Okay, let's hear it. Better be good.
So he said Hasbro UK distribution is normally a little slow. For example, you guys had Dragon Man end of July, and in the UK, Dragon Man is not due until September 1st. He said the Sentinels were about the same with a month delay. US said October and UK said November. But last night we noticed that Pulse UK moved the Sentinel date to January 2026. The dates only move on UK if they internally get new information and they are normally accurate. So no reason not to believe this. As far as I'm told, the Sentinel date hasn't changed for the US currently. He says, I'm going to reach out to get some more information. Might just be an international delay. Things caught up in the distribution chain, which is fine. But I think that it might be a full-on delay if it's being affected by the tariff situation. So that's what I'm concerned about.
Tariffs.
If it's some whole, like, that's what I'm concerned about.
That was the first thing. That was the first thing I thought when we got to the Hasbro breakfast. When we didn't see the Sentinel there, I thought like, "Damn, is something up with the Sentinel?" Because everything else is here.
Right.
It's very strange to me. Everything else that was there releases around that same time. So when I didn't see it, I was like, "Thumbs up."
Well, this just happened like midweek this week, so we shall see. But I'm gonna keep it 100. If the Sentinel was delayed, I wouldn't be mad. I mean,
I wouldn't be mad. It's a wallet break for sure.
Yeah, because my wallet has not had a break since 2024. Hasbro and everybody else has been pumping out a ton of product, and
you like that?
I don't know. I was one of the people that when Hasbro first got the line, that was kind of like grumble, grumble, grumble. You guys are taking too long between releases, but now they have like their foot on our neck and their hand in our back pocket because between Classified and Legends, and then Jada releases, and then if you mess around and you collect any other McFarlane stuff for like DC, and then if you are any other lines that if you're an import collector, like there is always something. There is always something. So it's I would be okay with a little rest going into the holiday because it's a big purchase based on how many you got. So
yeah.
And again, we still haven't bear the brunt of whatever's happening with the tariffs. We don't really know. The shit is up and down. It's all over the place. And really, whatever disruptions in the supply chain that have happened haven't even really happened yet. So we still kind of on pins and needles and just trying to wait this out to see what's going to happen. But there are some effects already being felt at the grocery store, furniture, a couple of different industries are definitely seeing some effects right now. So the toy industry is not going to be exempt from this, I'm sure.
Yeah, who has not been impacted by the tariffs?
Who's that?
Arizona tea. Still 99
Yeah, baby, 99
I
cents.
literally just saw a quote from the guy saying like, nah, we holding steady, basically.
Yeah. If anybody team F Donald Trump, it's the Arizona Tea Company. They're like, nah, don't come over here talking over here, B. All right. One other piece of news that I wanted to touch on before we jump over into Legends Land. Did you guys see that the G.I. Joe Classified police officer went up for pre-order on Amazon Australia? And
I did not see that.
Yeah, and the links were shared because the Amazon links for the pre-order have been generated. So it looks like Hasbro has figured out how they're going to roll out the police officer, and it is just going to be a stealth drop. There's going to be no fanfare. There's going to be no like hype up around the release. There's going to be no like Hasbro Pulse thing on YouTube or whatever. They just going to drop that shit and be like,
well, you know what? They dropping the shit like a Beyonce album right now. But yeah, we don't. It needs no promotion, really. At the end of the day, with the success of all of the other kind of world builder figures that they put out, the Frogmen and the soldiers, and just recently with the firemen, which are fire. I don't doubt that the policemen will be very good as well.
And it leaves no room for like an uproar. They just release, everything sells, and there's no time for like they have this police officer up for pre-order.
They did release promo images to go with it going up for pre-order, so there are like a whole new slew of images of the police officer, and different looks that you can do in combinations of the loadout that he comes with.
No, I want to see that. Where can we see that?
Ooh, let me dig. Give me a moment.
Good question. Send me a link.
Okay.
So that's good news. That's good news. That was one thing that we inquired about last week or the week before, right here on the show. We were asking if anybody knew any information. So that's great. Okay, so this week in terms of Legends, there were 2 drops. We had one on, was it Tuesday or Monday?
I can't remember. Maybe
they're basically the same day.
It's basically the same day.
It's basically the same day.
I'll tell you for sure. Yeah, one was on Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Yeah, I think the Iron Man drop was on Monday.
Maybe. I don't remember. It may have been Tuesday.
Okay. All right. Well, early this week, we out of nowhere. This came via Gizmodo. So they let us know that we're going to be getting a new-ish Iron Man and Mandarin 2-pack. So this is from a very specific run in the Invincible Iron Man books. We knew that we would get another version of this armor. The first one was okay, but it left quite a bit to be desired in terms of the range, the articulation, and it looks like they updated the buck here. Maybe it's a slightly new torso, I don't know, but it's got the upper torso kind of ball joint articulation, but it also has an ab crunch. So I'm interested to see how it feels and moves.
And pinless, right?
And pinless, yes.
Yeah, pinless. That's exactly what I was going to say. And it's pinless.
Was the other one pinless? Was the one for the Puff Attaway? That was pinless too, though, right?
Hold up. Let me grab it.
Might have been. I never bought it.
I'm pretty sure that was pinless
David,
too. But I was pretty happy with that figure. I just knew that we would get one with more
vibrant
colors.
Which is why you should have known they were going to hit you with a better one later.
pinless
Yeah,
leg, pinless legs, and is that a pin? Nah, pinless
No.
legs and arms. So it is pinless, yeah.
Okay,
So
all right. So they
the
probably
real
just
new
changed
thing
the
is
torso here.
Yeah.
Yes, they added the ab crunch below the ball.
I've seen people speculating that this has butterfly joints too. I don't know
It
how
does.
true that is.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, you could see it in some of the pictures. You
Yeah,
can
they
see
put
The
up
main thing is like,
with it.
is this? Should they just have done 2 ball joints at the waist and the top of the chest instead of
I
doing?
mean,
Like
I don't know. I still like the traditional ab crunch in certain situations if it gets 3 clicks, basically.
Yeah,
Um,
but just in terms
but
of
yeah,
it
this
looking
is
cleaner, it would have been better for just 2 cuts, like right here
right.
and right there.
Mhm,
Instead of having
yeah.
a vertical cut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some people have complained and said they don't like the look of it, that it looks kind of ugly to them. But I think it looks pretty clean for Hasbro.
well, to be fair, the extremist armor from the comics is closer to this color palette that we got with this one. I don't remember him being an extremist and having this cherry red and yellow look. But I do like the additional articulation that's been added. I love that unmasked head sculpt with the I don't know what you would call it, but with the techie hoodie on, the techie do-rag.
Yeah, the tech shiesty.
Shiesty. That shit is fire.
Yep.
And that is a great thing to have for A.C.B.A. because you can use that with so many of your other Iron Men.
Exactly. Yeah, I said the same. Yep.
So that's hella clever. To be honest with you, bro, this Iron Man is carrying this 2-pack, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, because Mandarin is just a new head sculpt, a new tie, and 1 new set of hands. Because there's only 1 set of hands that actually has the rings.
Yeah,
Every other set of hands, this set right here, the neutral one, the weird fingers version, both of these right here are like both sets right here don't have the rings.
So yeah, I was gonna actually do David mentioned this, and I mentioned it in a video, and
a new jacket. Sorry, 1 new long jacket.
I
besides that, it's the same suit body but with pinless limbs now.
Yeah, I speculated that this was the Logan body from that Logan.
No, it's smaller than that, I think.
2-pack, but it's not. I was corrected by a source that I speak to sometimes. So just a little bit of what was said from the source. This is somebody that is an avid comic book reader, and one thing to note about this story is that I forgot was that. Well, let me just read what was said. Iron Man looks much better. Worth the updated crunch and butterflies. Should have had them the first time. He says, I wish he had a full modern Tony head sculpt to go with it. Yes, that would have been really cool. Mandarin, I think that's just the normal size suit body. The one from the No Way Home Murdoch came on. So yeah, it's obviously not the original suited body that we got. It is it's a little larger, a little thicker or whatever. But yeah, the same Matt Murdock suited body. They just added the longer jacket on here. I'm sure the ringless hands are intended for use with the older head sculpt for Mandarin, that is. He had the rings fused to his spine in that story, but he didn't have actual hands then. I think you had the panel from the comics in the video. Yeah, I forgot about that. He didn't even have no fucking hands in part of this story, so he couldn't wear the rings. They were fused to his spine. And he was like, I don't know, like fucking with the extremist tech in some type of way where Tony couldn't use it, if I remember correctly. And Tony was running around in older armors trying to fight Mandarin in this run, basically, or in this story.
So technically, if you take the hands off and put the old head on, he's even more comic accurate. Like
right.
The hands all together. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I did hear somebody tell me about the fused rings, which I thought is cool in theory. So I guess I guess they'll use that as the excuse as to why all the hands don't have the rings. So I guess
mean, this is like peak Hasbro though, giving you some shit where it's all mixed up and all around and shit, and then like you got to finish it off yourself or wait years later to figure the whole thing out or whatever. But last thing you said, I just think this is the worst possible option for a Mandarin. They could have done the clawed hands are way too big. The head looks massive, almost like they were sculpted for a bigger body. If you look at the head compared to the neck, he looks like a bobblehead. We waited for this character for so long, and they chose the most boring look imaginable for him and half-assed it. So yeah, unfortunate, but you know,
that's the Hasbro way, though, bro. Like we should know this by now, and this is not an excuse of this at all. But high demand, long wait, figure is finally like teased or announced. And then when they show which version we're getting, it's either the least popular variation or it's one from a modern comic that kind of like scratches the itch. And it's like, yay, Mandarin. Ah, this Mandarin.
Right. And don't get me wrong, just the suited look along with the black hair and what have you, it looks pretty spot on to his appearance in the comic book. You could rock that and have him like whatever, doing some light shit in your displays, going through offices and whatever, I guess. But yeah, it's just they didn't match up everything how it should be. So I don't know who's reading the comic books over there and like what type of surface level skimming they be doing or what. But yeah, they need a comic book aficionado to be there helping with the proper designs and shit.
Yeah, I mean I've said it before, but yeah, I'm not saying anybody's name because I don't think stuff like that is fair. Because we're all entitled to our own opinion. But there's reviewers out there that will review a Marvel Legend and then they'll look it up on Google and they'll be like, "Oh, is this a look anybody even likes? I couldn't find it on Google." My man, Marvel and Disney manipulate Google algorithms, so it's so hard to find interior pages of comics. You have to read them. Like, and there's nothing wrong if you don't want to read them, but don't give an opinion and say that this shit doesn't look right or that like nobody wants this because I can't find it on Google. Like that is not a good litmus for like if something is wanted or desired or whatever it is that these reviewers do sometimes. Like go read the book, and if you don't want to read the book, there's nothing wrong with that. But don't act like just because you did a Google search, it means that you know everything about the design because you saw it the cover on a Google search. Like, come on, man.
Here's the thing. I did a Google search, and this is not Extremis Iron Man on the back right here. This is the armor that he had before the Extremis armor.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, Extremis doesn't look like this in the comics.
No, right? Like, no, literally, this picture right here is the armor that he had before the Extremis. It's like in the same comic, but it's not the Extremis armor. This is the one that like the Toy Biz Marvel Legends was technically based on.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to speak to what.
So it just goes to speak to the disconnect between the reference material people and the actual design people when it comes to making these comics.
Yeah, that's very, very, very well documented in my opinion, throughout the
and history. Right here, the whole figure is based on this image right here of Mandarin. The two fists, that's why none of the other hands kind of match up. And that's why he's got the messy tie. That's why he's got the long coat. But anything other than this is just like incidental. We can just kind of make it fit because this is what we're claiming this pack is. It just, I don't know. If you passed on the original Extremis Iron Man, then you're getting a better value here, but you're not, exactly getting the most comic accurate stuff, if that matters to you.
So I want to speak to what Rick just said though about reading the books, and if you read the books, then you'll understand why they made it and whatever. All of that can be true while also being true. I'm aware that there was a modern Mandarin. I know that this comes from the books, but this is not the Mandarin that I want.
Right.
Why
would they give you the one you want? Right.
This isn't the one that I want either. I was more so speaking to the frustration of like these reviewers sometimes. They make like really bold and like large, like widespread blanket claims, like a Google search is what defines that or anything like that. Honestly, it's more so like I hate when they're like, well, I Googled this run and I can't find a picture where this run looks like this. And it's because like, yeah, like the cover artist is not going to do it the way that the interior does. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a different frustration I was voicing.
I hear what you're saying, but again,
But
we know,
I wouldn't prefer this Mandarin either.
but we know the
Regardless.
formula, and we know that we will eventually get the Mandarin that everyone wants, which actually,
I mean, I hope
I'm
we
gonna bring
do.
up again later. I'm gonna put a pin in that thought as we talk about Deadpool, and I'm gonna circle back to this about getting the characters and the versions that we actually want.
No doubt. Okay, so yeah, that was the Iron Man and Mandarin 2-pack. That actually went up for pre-order the very next day. So whatever day it went up the next day at 1 p.m. and sold out pretty quickly.
Did it sell out?
So despite all of our complaining, everybody loved this.
I mean,
I don't love those damn hands that
I'm pretty sure this was I think this was an Amazon exclusive. Does it say that?
That's
Yeah.
Yes. But did it sell out? I didn't know that it sold out. That's crazy.
I feel like it sold out.
Of course it did.
I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all.
If it sold out, they got me, because I will be okay not getting this one. But I just knew in my heart that this was going to be like an Amazon Days Black Friday pickup for me. Also,
I'm sure it'll be available again.
Before we move on, Fabs, I did send you those pictures of the
Joe Cops.
Yeah, the Joe Cops.
Okay, yeah, we can take a look at that.
So hold up, look. It is still available, and I know what you're talking about, that it sold out. There was a glitch when they first put it up on Amazon that was not allowing people to put it in their cart, and like the photo was askew and like not lined up properly. So I think it took like them 2 hours to fix the glitch, and then it went back up. But I just checked right now, and it's still available for pre-order.
Okay, all right, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Okay, so that was Monday or Tuesday and Wednesday or something. But today, yesterday, we got the drop for Deadpool. We'll get into that in a second. I did want to see the loadout of the cops here.
Yeah, so these are the new promo pics that dropped the other day as they put the links up on the different Amazons, Amazon UK, Amazon Australia, and then I shared with you guys the link for Amazon US. But I think it was like 10 or 12 different new photos.
Shout out to Brad for sending me that link earlier. I love you, Bradley. Thank you so much.
Now, I love these, but I feel like the best usage you're going to get out of this is like SWAT cops, all SWAT, or like we got something in a city called the ESU unit or whatever, and they're like heavily armed or whatever. But like for a regular
be ICE agents,
for a regular beat cop, though,
they're coming.
it's not really what one would want for a regular beat cop, but I do still see a lot of value in this for sure.
No, these are still emergency service units.
So. I don't know about that. As of like what, last week, 2 weeks ago, if you live in DC, this is what all the cops look like right now.
That's what all the cops look like.
Right.
So give it a month. Maybe these will be hella accurate to coming to
LA before that, dude. We got the National Guard
near
in the airport.
Yeah. So
that's
they
funny.
could be ahead of. Maybe that's why they delayed the release. They were like, "Hold up, let them cook." These may be way more accurate in 2 months.
We did already see these pics though, Dave. Like they put them out and then snatched them back. All of these like promo pics that I guess Matt probably took. We did see these.
So wait,
they were out there for a moment.
Down.
I mean, yeah, they were out there, and then they pulled it back or whatever. But obviously,
I had never seen all of these, like with the mist and everything else. Like I didn't.
No, I definitely saw these. Yeah.
All right. Well, then we can move on. But these were, for me seeing them. I'm sure you guys felt this way the first time you saw them. These look amazing. And for me, these
in a fantasy setting, once they're too close to reality, it's a little scary.
Oh wow. Brad said something interesting. He said that the blue is so close to the Televiper that you could switch the arms and have like the cuff sleeveless police officer uniform, like when it's like a polo cut almost. Hell yeah, Brad. That's what I'm talking about. That's big thinking.
Get you a Punisher tattoo to put on one of those forearms.
Brad is in DC. Said this dude checked my bag the other day in the city.
They're stopping everybody. They have like random blocks. They've had
crazy, man.
Up.
That's the best thing about constitutional protections is you don't have to observe them.
Yay!
That approach doesn't. There are different levels of melanin to that, and how far it'll get you in life. So
right.
On this side,
Gotta
of
have the complexion for the protection.
Yeah, I carry my ID everywhere I go. Shit, I have my ID on me in the pool.
Oh shit! I got an expired license. I don't got a fucking real ID right now. I'm basically an undocumented immigrant.
Oh man!
Yeah, don't tell them
What a
where
life.
you're from, man. My family's
What a
from
life.
Venezuela.
No, I'm gonna send to El Salvador. Get my head shaved.
Look, you're being a black man in America. If your license is expired longer than a week, the police will kick your door in and come pull you off your couch for speeding.
Man, you know what? One thing I want to say before we get off these guys is that their head sculpts are looking mighty shiny. These things need a matte coat immediately. Too much sweat going on here.
No, they fucking sweating, man. They're working hard, bashing heads.
That's right.
It's too real. It's too real.
It's not too real enough, I say.
Yeah, I like these a lot. And again, between having the firemen and the policemen, if you weren't putting up some hot ass Spider-Man A.C.B.A. when you have all these collection, bro. It's funny. I was actually thinking about this today. Something that we all need now is a fire hose accessory for these firemen, because I don't think that's something that's ever been made. So somebody would have to come up with creative to craft one.
I think
we got like a little piece of a fire hose with the first Figma Spider-Man, right? The deluxe one, right?
The movie one, the Andrew Garfield one from that scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Here's where they cheaped out though. Like they could have easily done a separate set of forearms in the two different skin tones, but they just said we'll do one in the black.
Cover that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean because it looks bad. It doesn't look intentional.
Yeah. You know? I don't like that. I don't like the black sleeve under
the forearm.
Yeah, that looks stupid.
Everybody's wearing fucking shooting sleeves. Come on, dude.
Yeah, that looks like the little gloves they would wear on chips back in the day.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, these should have been either black, or white forearms, depending on which head you put on. They should have just had.
Yeah, you could have just swapped them out.
Yeah, no, this looks cheap. I don't like that.
Or they should have just, or they could have just put the sleeve all the way down and like.
Yeah, exactly. They probably have plenty to choose from. Why go with these half sleeves if you're not going to?
Well, it's partly because of what Brad said. This is a reused part, basically.
Yeah, but come on, make it make sense, dude.
I'll take it though, because if that is the biggest gripe,
that's the worst part, David Walton.
I mean,
you can't have the majority of the population being like, "All right, I'll take it."
I mean, I'm thinking about other things when it comes to these guys and the stuff that they're going to be doing in my displays and stuff.
Sure.
Those sleeves really won't be a factor. It's going to be all about the chokehold, baby. So I'm more concerned about the articulation. But alas,
if you want another ethnicity as a cop, you can't look beyond what the company officially offers you. Sorry.
Of the
That's
black
the canon. Yeah, it's these two skin tones right here. Nothing in between.
Yeah, I was thinking that with the firemen that I want them.
You have to go with what the company offers you. That's the official canon.
Well, maybe we'll get
jump into this Deadpool, man.
Maybe we'll get a Cambodian variant at New York Comic Con.
A little Southeast Asian variant.
Yeah, gotta rep people. Little Filipino.
Right, very cool. So you gotta have different knee joints that are like half an inch shorter. See, now we're getting into a whole rabbit hole.
You said that.
You don't want that, brother. Because now you're critically thinking about these issues, which nobody wants.
Wait till you get that hate mail in Tagalog. It's going to be crazy. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Man, you guys better fry this, man. Filipino disrespect won't stand in my presence.
Filipinos are coming out in droves to fuck you up.
So what's going on with Manny Pacquiao? Is he still like God or what?
What are we doing? Are we going to talk Deadpool? What's going on?
No, I don't know what you're talking about, Rick, because I'm only looking.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we'll get there, Rick. Don't worry.
Shout out to anybody that collects Transformers. I know that you guys have all seen this Masterpiece Predaking that's been floating around. That's pretty cool. If you collect
you guys are going to actually have to catch me up. Did the Snow Cat fully fund and everything?
Absolutely.
Yes,
okay. Fully
All the
funded.
tiers.
All
Campaign has been
tiers.
fully funded and all tiers unlocked. Okay. All right. Good for you.
Is coming with both of those wieners. One for both for Lady J. So
Okay.
we win.
And the lean 2 and Lady J. Okay, there she is. Everything. Cool.
Are you getting that shirtless Gambit, Fabs?
No, because I know that they're just reuse from the starting lineup line or whatever. And
do you think you're the only one that knows?
You know.
Damn,
On
the Filipinos
principle.
are on your fucking head, Father.
On-
Get his ass. You better get this dude's ass. Don't let him
Rick.
talk this shit.
Rick,
They're on you right now.
Rick, if you've ever
lived this shit.
Rick, if you've ever lived in the Bay Area, you know that if you say anything about a Filipino, they will come out in a 5'2" army ready to fuck you up, bro.
Don't let this dude get away with it at Comic-Con either. You'll see him next year.
Filipinos do not play. They will ride for their people.
Oh man.
Then you were about to go on a Manny Pacquiao tangent, man, their blood was boiling.
I stopped it there. I was like, man, don't talk about their glorious king. You need to
I only said it because I wanted to be actually informed what the situation is.
I got Filipino family members. They'd be out here frying me just for knowing you.
Okay.
You believe this?
Well,
all right.
Play, brother.
All right, Snow Cat. Yeah, it did fund. Contrary to popular speculation, even us, we were really worried about this thing and if it would make it, but it killed it. Good for them.
Yeah, they got everything. It seems like
there was a glitch, though.
Fully funded and unlocked. So
there was a glitch on their end that people's credit cards weren't able to process. And I think my Snowcat is actually in limbo right now because they were supposed to send you an email notifying you that your card didn't go through. So I got that email and then I reprocessed my order and I was waiting on them to call me back. And I have not heard anything from them since they sent out the mass email that they experienced a glitch in their system. So
no, that's pretty normal. It's not going to be right away all the time. So yeah, I would sit tight. That same type of deal happened with Ed before too, with one of these things.
Yeah, I just wish that they would figure this the fuck out and stop it from happening at the closing.
I mean, where did they top out at? Like 18,000 or something? What was it?
For what? For this?
For the Snowcat.
Did it get that high? If it did, that's really impressive because it had to get to 14 for the last tier, right?
Oh, 14 was the last tier?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm lying. I think it might have got to like 16 something.
I don't remember the.
Somebody run the numbers for us. Anybody?
Yeah, I stopped watching once the last tier. Normally, I'll stick around and watch and see where it ends, but this was like a last like do or die situation with this one. So once it made it, I was like, all right, go. I went and placed my order.
Aaron Easton says that they denied his Platinum Discover card. So
oh no,
checking accounts only. They wanted that money directly. Yeah. So this is I'm looking at the statement now. Payment issue. This was sent on 8/15. Payment update issue on the classified series Snow Cat. We wanted to let you know that we've identified an issue on our site that is currently preventing some customers from updating payment information on their G.I. Joe classified series Snow Cat. Our team is actively working to resolve this as quickly as possible. In the meantime, if your order failed due to a payment issue, we recommend the following. Wait for a follow-up email. We'll notify you as soon as payment updates are possible. And then need help now? Our customer care team is here to assist. We apologize for the inconvenience and appreciate your patience, blah, blah, blah. So I haven't heard that email went out. So I don't know if other people like maybe sound off in the chat on what the status of your HasLab is, but that was on the 15th. And today is the 22nd. So that was,
They topped out at 16,437 too, by the way.
Yesterday's money is not today's money. So they're not getting their full price.
All right, let's jump into Deadpool because I'm gonna have to leave y'all.
In unison,
Didn't you tell them it's Friday, Bug?
I got some people coming over
on a Friday.
All right.
How dare they? It's podcast day. Okay, let's talk Deadpool.
Want to interrupt your Black Panther party? Isn't
you go first, Bug.
Something like that.
Give us the
right.
real
All
uncut.
right. So
Bring it.
yesterday,
Why do I hate this
via
Deadpool? Tell me.
where did this debut?
IGN.
IGN.com. IGN.com got the next Maximum line reveal, and this was something that we all knew was coming because we saw the teaser for Dupe at San Diego Comic Con, and yeah, so we got the full reveal of Maximum Deadpool, same price as Maximum Spider-Man, with a little less, maybe the Maximum Spider-Man. Maybe it's about the same
Is
amount of
it
plastic.
though?
Honestly. Maybe it's about the same amount of plastic. Just you got a little hunk of plastic and Dupe there.
Other than the okay.
And I will
actually has
say
this actually has a sculpted body though, opposed
the
to
figure looks
Spider-Man.
fantastic. I think the figure looks fantastic. It's
This looks
very
like it
good
could have
looking
been
figure.
the first Maximum series. I think you're getting the most value of any Maximum series right here.
Why you say that?
Because you get a new body that's actually
Yo,
sculpted
you
through
muted.
all these
You muted,
accessories, a side character, maybe one more bonus head would have really put it over the top, but I don't know. I feel like you're getting the most value right here.
The Spider-Man is completely brand new too. That doesn't.
Yeah, but it doesn't have any like sculpted parts to it. There's no texture to that body.
But wait, was the Sasquatch wave Deadpool also sculpted? Was that body?
Deadpool in this costume in the line so far has been nothing but the Bucky Cat body with a couple of new bracers and shin guards. But for the most part, this is an all new fucking Deadpool. And even the original Maximum Series Spider-Man didn't give you like sculpted, textured body,
which we've
apparently something people care about.
But which we've talked about, and the reason why they didn't, we assume, didn't give us
so they could have a new body, that they could add other, and they could have easily just done the Spider-Man body again and painted the Deadpool parts onto it, but no, they sculpted, all these, all the piping essentially.
I don't know. Saying all of these is like that's a little much. You're acting like they did the web lines on Spider-Man.
They didn't. That's what I'm saying. That's why
I know, but I'm saying
away. Spider-Man was an all new, like highly articulated, but ultimately, blank body that they just paint details onto.
But I'm saying that this piping
body that they then have to sculpt details around.
This piping isn't enough for me to be like, oh man, this is the value.
Then you're an idiot, Rick.
No, I just have my own opinion.
No, then you're an idiot. Then you've fallen right for the Hasbro trap.
Yeah, you speak Hasbro so well,
where they give you an inferior main character that you're willing to, concede these inferiorities because it's a main character, and then you get a character like Deadpool with all new sculpted bodies, and you're so willing to just oversee that stuff because it's not a character that you care as much about as Spider-Man or Wolverine or Captain America or Iron Man or any of these basic bitch characters.
That's not what I said. That's what you said.
Show me the whole
I never said any of that.
Sorry, Rick. I was making a really big leap in
logic. Show me the whole loadout. Show me the whole loadout.
Oh, I wasn't prepared for follow-up questions. Sorry. The whole. Oh, there you go, Rick.
So when I was actually going through my like little issues with this figure, and after I put up the video, I was just like, I actually thought about some of the stuff that Fabio was like joking about, but like seriously, like
joking.
It is
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
It is a brand new body. It is a brand new body.
Exactly.
There are quite a few sculpted parts, and I do think that is a big part of the value. Now, it's a brand new sculpted body, sculpted parts on the body. The half mask head there is a newly sculpted part, as well as is Dupe, the Dynamite, and maybe that AK-47. But the other things, I'm pretty sure, are all reuse. But I do feel like a big part of the cost is just the body here. But but that's really my only issue with this. Again, just like with the Spider-Man, is that I think it's just priced wrong, and that either there should be more packed in, or it should be less money. But
Yes.
I am eager and interested to see how this looks next to the Mafex Deadpool. That was one thing that I actually forgot to mention, which was also a very good looking Deadpool, but I didn't really like the feel of that figure in terms of how it moved and the articulation. I thought it was a little
Which
clunky or
one?
whatever.
Which
But
one did you not like the feel of?
the Mafex Deadpool, it's a gorgeous figure. It's a good
Yeah.
looking figure, but I just felt like it was a little clunky.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people state that Mafex Deadpool prior to this dropping was their quintessential Deadpool in their collection.
Yeah, it's
Well,
pretty
that's
much the
because,
same
that's because they
design.
don't
If I'm
actually
not mistaken.
know Deadpool. That's a basic bitch Deadpool take. This Deadpool is for the deep cut fans. You know, you got a dupe in there, which is you have to be a real fan to understand that it's a reference to the fact that the Marvel Legends Series 6 Deadpool came with a dupe and an AK-47.
This is true, but that also is kind of
It
that
actually didn't come with the AK-47. It came with like
two Uzis,
some
two
it was
Mac-10s.
like Dracos. They was like Dracos
Yeah, I
or
was
some
about to
shit.
say they're like Dracos. Yeah.
Okay, we know.
Well, they were like AK-74Us, more accurately, but still. On the
They could have kept Dupe.
level,
They could have
the
put Dupe out with.
You could be somebody who who peripherally knew about that Series 6 Deadpool and the fact that it's one of the most expensive Marvel Legends figures in the original line, and you could look at this Deadpool and be like, "Oh, this is kind of like that," and it's $50. Well, that's way less than scalper price for the original Deadpool. So clearly,
a couple of
this
things.
is the better
a couple
Deadpool.
Of things with the price. A couple of things with the price, though. $50 obviously is a lot cheaper than whatever the Mafex Deadpool is going for right now.
I don't know about a lot. I don't
know what it's going for right now. I just figured that
it doesn't.
It's
don't matter,
about
Rick. It's
20.
about how you feel.
It's about $20
it's about
more. It's about $20 more.
Okay, all right. So $50 for this. Again, I think they could have kept Dupe out of this. I understand that it's an ode to the Series 6 Deadpool.
Come on.
But they could have
Wonder knows where I'm at. 7-4 U's.
started another team and give us the Static team and started that out. I mean, maybe they still
You're
are
thinking too far ahead. That's not what
they're not doing that for $49.
No.
Not
also, one thing I forgot to mention too about the short swords here. The Bob and Deadpool 2-pack had the short swords, but they were like stupidly colored or whatever, so you could actually use these with your other Bob and Deadpool 2-pack too if you
I heard
wanted
you
to.
say that earlier, but the other figure that came with these short swords was the X-Force Deadpool, because it was mimicking the old
yes,
5-inch,
the variant.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So these swords and the sheath for these swords, that's a reuse.
Yeah.
Right. For sure. All right. Well, what's your take on all of this? Let's hear it.
All right. So I said this a little bit last week, and I'm gonna say it again this week. This line being driven to market the pinnacle, the peak of representation of these characters, they're failing. And what we're getting for the amount of money that we're paying doesn't match up. And again, comparing apples to apples within their you've gotten SDCC Deadpool that came with an entirely other figure and a shit ton of accessories in that Bob 2-pack for $49.99.
Oh my God, David Walton, you're stating the obvious.
But what I'm saying is that it's obvious that we're being kind of taken for a ride here on these. And I think that, and I said this last week, what they're doing with their made to order line is what the maximum line should be. And the reason why
if this shit was $40, it would be the best Deadpool figure ever made.
But it doesn't need to be a maximum. Or they need to go back using that same method that you just said of their pricing, and the maximum line should be on a sliding scale. Because if the first figure that came out was $49.99 and that was Spider-Man, then the next figure that came out was the Hulk and it was $59.99. Given what we have here for this Deadpool, it could have been $39.99 because not all the offerings are going to be the same. However, this is still the best Deadpool that we've released. Right. And instead of hitting you with a bunch of bullshit, we gave you the things that you'll need for this, and we priced it accordingly.
And don't forget that they'll punish you if you don't buy this. If you don't buy this, they'll be like, well, clearly people aren't ready for this level of sculpting at this price point on this character, Deadpool, with all new body, with the piping and all the details and everything. We should just go back to painting these details on a blank body, the Vulcan body or whatever, and everyone will be just as happy.
But they don't.
I don't think that's going to happen.
What I'm saying is, if people don't buy this, they're going to take away the wrong lesson from the poor sales.
But listen,
I wouldn't even worry about that. People are going to buy this. I mean,
they're already lining up to buy this. But listen to this point though. Even if they took this away and took away the maximum line, you know what they can fall back on? Their fucking deluxe line. And the reason I say that is because we got Black Widow on an all new body that had sculpting, that had multiple heads, that had multiple accessories and weapons.
That was endless.
And hands reused from something else that didn't even have.
But clearly they're reusing everything.
Bare nails, like they were regular bare hands with nails.
But they're reusing parts either way. So I would rather pay $34.99 for a deluxe, all new body, multiple heads, blah, 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 shit ton of accessories that I can just get on the shelf at the store in Target, as opposed to $49.99. And it's basically a deluxe, but you've now just marketed it as something else as a maximum. Because you're not going to tell me that this is any different than what we got with the Black Widow. Everybody loved that body. Everybody loved all the accessories that she came with. Everybody loved the fact that she had multiple heads. Everybody loved the price. I won't say everybody loved the price.
Then what's the difference between this and one of those?
It was more palatable.
Between this and Black Widow, that was
price
$20 in a line.
Price, because this is $50.
But in terms of accessories, in terms of it being like the premium best version of this character the line has given you.
Wait, say that last sentence again.
In terms of this Deadpool versus that Black Widow, that was, yes, a deluxe, but was still at most $25, $30, and was the best version of that character that the brand has given you, compared to this, which is claiming to be the Maximum series, the best version of Deadpool.
So what is the
brand
difference?
has given you.
It's being labeled and toted as the best that we've given you.
So the difference is $15 because of branding.
And so I don't want to pay for their clever marketing.
Exactly.
But what I will pay for, and I have paid for, are the made-to-order, pre-order items like Dragon Man, like Mephisto, like the 97 Sentinel. And if it was all about the marketing, because I don't even know what that line is called. I don't even know what those made-to-order things on Hasbro Pulse, that doesn't have a name.
It's called, we've run out of HasLabs. This is the new way to get you these premium figures without crowdfunding.
And that should have been called the maximum line. We no longer do HasLabs, but in order to get the maximum figure that we make, that is the pinnacle in size, in sculpt, in exclusivity, you come get the maximum line right here at Hasbro Pulse, and you'll get things like Dragon Man. You'll get things like Mephisto. You'll get things like the sultry looking Goblin Queen that also comes with a throne. Fuck it. You know what? You'll also get Robbie Reyes and the Engine of Vengeance at a lower price because
his disabled brother
in the maximum line. They can sell anything they want, and clearly at a sliding price point in the maximum line, because now we've seen Dragon Man cost one thing, Mephisto cost one thing, the Sentinels cost one thing, all in that like little pre-order space.
Yeah.
And everything that they've released under that, Nobody has really complained for the most part, and people have been happy with the product. Everything that they've released here as the maximum line, doesn't need another subline because they're all A-list characters. Spider-Man is going to sell whether it's in maximum or you just call it a deluxe at a raised price point.
Could have been called a deluxe easily.
Yeah,
Same with this Deadpool.
Deadpool is going to sell as a deluxe. Hulk would sell as a deluxe. And then if you're only doing A-tier characters, Iron Man, we know what's coming. Iron Man, Wolverine, Thor. But at some point, you're going to run out of A-list characters to do in your maximum line. Then what?
And then they can be like, well, this is actually an A-tier character, but you're not a big enough fan to realize that. So
yeah, so this line in and of itself, these are going to sell because they're A-list characters. But everyone, not everyone, that's very definitive. A majority of the people that I have seen have stated that they are buying this because they love the character. They love the fact that it's new sculpt, new things, but they're doing so begrudgingly at this price point. In this maximum
here's
line,
the thing. All of this is to say, I actually think this is the best of all of the Maximum series offerings so far. The first Spider-Man was like a little lacking. It had a good amount of like, heads and different expressions, but people would forego web effects if it was in favor of more hands, more heads, more things to express the figure with. Because people, whatever. The Hulk, the less said about that, the better. People are already starting to have cracking torsos with that. So the deluxe value in that Hulk was in the fact that it was big and it gave you this torso that is now cracking on people, whatever. But it didn't have as much in accessories. I think this is the perfect marriage of the two. You're getting a lot of new sculpt. You're getting an all new sculpt. I know that the Maximum series Spider-Man was a new sculpt, but there's no question that like buck body that doesn't have any actual sculpted detail can be used for a range of other characters, as opposed to them making a sculpted web Spider-Man that is only usable as a Spider-Man. So this Deadpool, I think, is the perfect marriage. You get a new sculpted body and you get like a good amount of accessories and that kind of thing.
This is
the best offering so far.
Is this a good amount of accessories?
I think so. On top of the new sculpted body, these character-specific accessories like the Dynamite, the Dupe, the Chimichanga, the new AK-47, the muscle effects, all the hands. I think some of the best sculpted actual Deadpool. Honestly, I think this is really the best of the Maximum series so far, but I think they're shooting themselves in the foot in terms of they've already kind of they really haven't set a precedent for what Maximum series truly means.
Yeah, for the character and who he is, there are some egregious things here to call this Maximum. First and foremost,
I think it needs more heads, no question, for sure.
No fully unmasked or battle damaged head for Deadpool.
This is totally relying on the fact that you already have 8 to 12 other Deadpool figures you can swap heads with.
Okay, so then the other thing that we have a shit ton of are guns, but don't short me on guns for Deadpool and only give me 5. This dude should come.
That's short on guns. I think that's actually perfect.
That's pretty short.
How many can he hold at one time? Truly,
this is. I think I don't have the loadout in front of me,
bro. If you were telling me the swords, I would accept that. I think.
But then how does that make sense? Why would I want more hands? He can only have 2 hands on at one time. Like that point makes no sense. Like he can't have every single gun at once.
There should be an entire tray underneath the figure and everything else with at least 6 or 7 different types of guns.
Yeah, they should have went nuts. They should have gave the rocket launcher. They could have reuse some of those.
But again, I think they're relying on the fact that anybody who wants this is already getting a bunch of stuff on top of the collection they have.
They could have reused the blast effects from some of the G.I. Joe characters if they wanted to. Give the rocket launcher. It should have been a love letter to all of the Deadpools that they already released, basically.
Bro, they don't even have to pull blast effects from G.I. Joe. Keep this shit in house. The Black Widow movie deluxe figure that was in white came with blast effects. So they have blast effects in the Marvel house in the box.
I meant like the trail off the rocket launcher.
What if they would have included the flight stand from Black Widow and some of those extra blast effects, like some of the the not just a single blast effect, but it's like a chain blast effect, you know?
So one thing that was
Or
said,
things they already have in the tooling library, like a head pool, like Christopher Miller's saying.
one thing that was said from another friend of the show, friend of the community, X Manny hit the nail on the head pretty creatively when he said Deadpool should have and could have come with plastic cutouts of like expressions where he's like
now
saying,
we're getting into fucking import territory, you know?
you're paying fucking import prices. It's $50. And so had you had like 2 plastic reusable cutouts that said anything that you could have done, like how they did the effect of the spider sense over Spider-Man's head, because in the promo pictures, they have a cutout of him saying, hey, that they did in Photoshop. So why not go the extra mile and actually do something different for a character that breaks the fourth wall and have him come with a speech bubble?
They could have kept the speech bubble shit. I would have just preferred the more real accessories or whatever. But yeah,
well,
sure.
A couple things. Brad Harper is saying that the pistols don't even have holes in the muzzles, so you can't even put these effects on the pistols.
So it's only for the large guns.
And one other thing, has anyone seen a photo? And this, I'm sure people are going to attack this, but has anyone seen a photo that actually indicates there's a boot swivel here on this figure? Because every picture that I've seen, the feet are always facing forward and they aren't displaying any type of articulation.
Listen here, David.
Yes.
We're not going to indulge any of these facts on this podcast, all right?
Oh, we're talking all just feelings. All right, I got
feelings all the way through. And I feel like he doesn't have enough guns and he has too many hands.
I do. Yeah,
I'm not sure about the boot swivel situation, but that would also be unfortunate because that's something that I actually brought up to the team in the past interview that I had with them, was that, you know, they're starting to skimp out on that boot swivel on characters that have boots. So there's really no reason why you wouldn't put that cut there. It's hidden. It's perfect, and it really adds to the posability and to the maneuverability of these figures. They know where we are right now in the game in terms of people really going nuts, posing, and taking pictures.
It has a toe hinge. That's pretty cool.
We've already gotten a Deadpool that had a toe hinge, though. Not boots on, but the Deadpool that came in the Bob 2-pack has a toe.
Yeah, it has.
I mean that meme that you shared, Dave, is very funny, but really though, when you do look at the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure Wave Deadpool, which is the same design, and stack it up here next to this one, this figure looks fantastic. It's just we really all just kind of hanging on the price point and what should have been included or not. That's or whatever.
Because
we already got this.
I feel like the community can, for the most part, try to put together a better packaging or a better like rollout for this style of figure than what's being offered to us. Because, you know, if you're going to attach this $50 value in the fact that you have a dupe and you're saying to people like, we're making a reference to the Series 6 Marvel Legends, Toy Biz, Deadpool that came with a dupe, that came with an AK-47, that was for a long time considered the definitive Deadpool. Here is us creating for you 2025's version of the definitive Deadpool with these references to that one. I think you're still attaching a lot of the value to nostalgia as opposed to what people care about in terms of value for a figure. I think people would have easily foregone a dupe for more heads or different guns or more blast effects or things like that. And if you really are adamant about being referential to that Series 6 Deadpool and including a dupe, then do a second series of the 25th anniversary of the Marvel Legends line, like they did with Cap and Toad and Hulk and Iron Man. Series 2 of that would be a Deadpool, and it has a dupe and it has all this stuff, and it's referential to that original release. And this release, which is intended to be the ultimate, maximum series Deadpool, forgoes that dupe in favor of more accessories that are usable with the actual character.
Yeah, I hear that, but it's all said and done now. But
I know. I'm just saying, hypothetically, maybe I'm throwing that out there, and that can be a note that they take moving forward.
The other saving grace about this the Maximum line is that you could easily pass on this. It's not something that you
Honestly,
have to have.
I agree.
And I
If you
think
got that
that's
Bob and Deadpool 2-pack, you're good on Deadpool for the foreseeable future.
A couple things. One, I really hope that's not the route that they take, because then that's cheating. If they're leaning on that whole like nostalgia thing and trying to like recapture the old Toy Biz pack outs and all of that shit. If they end
It was
up,
a big if on my part.
no, it's a great hypothetical.
It's if they're trying to do a second series of that best-selling Marvel Legends series.
If they do that, that would be grossly disappointing for the Maximum line to see them cop out and then justify the price tag with nostalgia. That would suck. Secondly, Dupe should have also come with a different head sculpt because he has little to no articulation. So having an additional head would be cool, kind of similar to the way that Mattel did it with the Orko that they just released in the Origins line, where he can be or the uncle. That was well done. And I forgot and again, this is like maybe going too far, but this Deadpool in this costume does not use those swords. And while I don't care too much, but if we're talking about like this is the best representation, when Deadpool is in this look, he's rocking the katanas.
the long swords.
Katanas, I'm sorry. And so, but again, that's just a fickle gripe. I don't know if we'll have a picture of it, but one thing that I did think was really cool about this was the extra detail that they put on the chimichanga. Because they have like a tampoed image of Deadpool wearing a sombrero, and then it has like the name of his taco truck that he uses sometimes. Like, I don't know if you can zoom in on that, but that I thought was really clever and going the extra mile to like get that on such a small accessory. But having a package full of little things like that with call outs and references to the comic, I think is what makes the extra mile and the effort into the Maximum line. And I think that, again, this is a good offering. It's an update on a figure that was really popular in the Legends line. I just think at the $49 price point is not doing anyone a service in terms of like supporting this new line that they have in Maximum. But at the end of the day, like we've said, this shit is probably going to sell out, just like people complained about Spider-Man.
Yeah, it did.
And it sold out. And I was very gung-ho at the possibilities of the Maximum line. But now after 3 releases, my excitement has died and dimmed a little bit because I don't see the sustainability of it.
I mean, there's no question it's going to sell out right away if it hasn't already. But I think we just, despite all that, we just want to think critically about, what all of this signaling means for the brand. Like, they're
real quick
this as a Maximum series thing, but
real quick before
a lot of ways, this isn't the Maximum idealized version of a Deadpool. It works at the price point if you're a fan and you're in the scene and you know that this is a reference to that original best thought of peak Deadpool figure.
Real quick before Boog makes his point, would you mind just flipping through these one more time? Because I want to just call out how many Photoshop speech bubbles that they have in all these promos.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And so not to, again, if you want to go the extra mile, not to include that, because clearly they know that these are like some of his catchphrases, like chimichanga, not, again, just the extra mile for the price point. Even if they weren't plastic and they were just paper and you included them, that would have been something cool and
pretty sure this exact font of a question mark is in a cutouts pack somewhere.
1000%.
Yeah. So again, they get it, but not offering it.
And bro, Boog, they're missing out some of the peak critique from using cutouts. Even if it's, at a weird angle like this, the text itself has to be like flat across, Yeah. It can't be read at an angle. That's just amateurish.
And it's a missed opportunity for cross promotion not to have a cutout in this pack that says Maximum effort.
Exactly. Look, this chimichanga one should have been, straight across. Having it at an angle like this, come on.
I was just gonna say that I'm not it's not a deal breaker for me. I do think this is probably a better release than Hulk.
100%. Again, I think this is the best maximum release thus far. Truly, better than Spider-Man.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
yeah, dude, look at the sculpted actual costume details. Come on now.
We heard. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't agree with that.
Rick, come on. If I don't have you, I got nobody.
Damn, the gang's all there with you.
I mean, it's cool, but
the figure itself looks nice. It looks really good, but
Rick, don't leave me hanging, dude. I'm lost.
I don't know why they opted for the shorter swords though. Like, I just don't.
Yeah, the swords could
have been. That was a risky and a bold choice. But I do.
I love how they don't even list the holsters on here either, because it's a separate. The actual holsters for his swords aren't even listed on the accessories spread here.
Well, they can't display it because I'm assuming they're like all the other.
Well, it's attached to the figure. It's not even like it's a actual loose accessories.
Yeah, it's attached to the back to the straps.
Well, maybe I'm wrong, because I guess most people aren't into the sculpted webs for Spider-Man, where I feel they could have added value to that Maximum series, like they added value for this Deadpool. What if they would have done just basically the Vulcan body for this Deadpool, but then just painted the costume details on instead of sculpting? Would that have been worth the $50?
If they would have added more guns and another head.
Now we're talking. Now we're having a conversation.
But again, so now like it bodes the question, because we know they're going to reuse that Spider-Man body. That's why they didn't put the sculpted lines on it. So now what else do they use this body for? Because it's coming.
X-Force Deadpool.
Rabbit hole.
But. I mean, X-Force.
Sculpted webs are dumb, Ebony Leopard. You're dumb. Sorry.
Wait, what did you say?
Ebony Leopard says sculpted webs are dumb. Dude, they're literally doing them in the new Spider-Man suit. Everybody agrees textured webbing is where it's at.
I don't think we really needed the textured sculpted web.
They're doing it as an homage to.
I think if you're trying to spin it as we're giving you the best value for a Spider-Man figure, so much so that the webs are textured and then painted over. Kind of like when they were doing the Andrew Garfield and Toby Spider-Man reissues in the 3-pack. They're like, oh, the value's there because these are like all new sculpted, raised, painted webbings. If you're trying to spin it as we're selling you a Spider-Man that is of utmost value, we have taken the care to both sculpt and paint the webbings, goes far in that direction to say that you're making the best Spider-Man figure.
Well, I do think that we will definitely we already have the rumors that we're going to get a black suit Spider-Man on the Maximum Spider-Man book, and I would assume that they would continue that trend and give us a new updated X-Force Deadpool as well. So I'm not really like hard pressed about this in terms of the price. I'm gonna buy it. I can afford it. It's fine, but it's not ideal. That's all.
You know what would have been cool? And what would have been cool?
Hit me, David.
If one of the hands that they gave us for Deadpool would have been a 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink finger, like a hand like this.
The soccer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Disney's gonna give you that?
Huh?
I said Disney's gonna give you that? Come on.
But you know what though? Hasbro could have just snuck it in, and that would have made this figure that much more like.
You know what? If they would have gave a middle finger, that would have been crazy.
Middle finger is too blatant. Middle finger is too blatant. But if you give them like the shocker hand, and it makes like a weird and they could have just said it's Deadpool's version of the whipping hand, that would have been fucking hilarious. It would have that would have been worth $49.99 alone right there. I'm all
the chat is speaking, and none of them are fucking with sculpted web.
Dude, I was just about to say.
Shout out to No Chewing.
Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, it seemed apparently, and here's the thing.
Damn, they're saying to cut your mic.
I will take the L. If you're doing a comic Spidey, okay, maybe raised webbings aren't the move.
There was a time when
I'm more saying raise webbing as a means of increasing the deluxeness of the figure you're trying to offer. In the sense that this Deadpool is like offering value by the fact that it is actually sculpting and raising and texturing and painting these bits of the costume. If as a Spider-Man, you're not doing any of that and painting it on, the value needs to be from all the other things in the offering.
This needed just some minor tweaks. They could have kept that larger.
I'm willing to accept that. I'm just saying.
They could have kept that.
We're having a conversation.
They kept the larger gun. They could have kept the larger gun and given us either another AK-47 or given us dual larger pistols like some Desert Eagles or something like that, and given us an unmasked head, and he would have had the 3 heads and better guns.
What else? Keep going. 2 Uzis.
And then giving us the extended swords, and I think this would have been better. I think it would have been a better.
Well, I mean, number one is actually putting the muzzle flares in the guns, which apparently these.
Well, yeah, maybe that could have been in the larger pistols or whatever, giving us another larger.
No. I don't think.
Or they could have also given us like some type of gun case or something with some like sniper rifle that breaks down or something like that. Like, come on, it's Deadpool. It's a weapons guy.
I'm talking about the strict value of these maximum series offerings, where I'm saying a lot of the value from this Deadpool is in the fact that the costume is sculpted, it's character unique.
Yeah, you said that 17 times. All right, we got it.
I'm just trying to make sure that my point is, although I do recognize that the reuse on the knife and the katanas and the fucking holsters is weak, but a lot of the value that they're losing from reusing that is coming from the actual like sculpting of the figure, which is all new and they can pretty much only use for Deadpool. Spider-Man.
I also saw somebody,
I guess I'm wrong. I guess I'm an idiot.
Also saw somebody say that it would have been nice if they gave Dupe another expression and some type of way to swap off his expression for something else too. That would have been cool.
It's called another head.
An extra head, dude.
An extra head. Hey,
I mean, but this
you lose the Dupe from the head back, and you got
all one part,
dude.
This is all one part.
Like I'm telling you, bro. I have an Orco right now that's about this same size, and all you do just make the head have some type of articulation that can turn side to side, and then pop that bitch off, and you good. Like it's dumb. Hey, but what they could have done is they could have given him some slash effects for his sword, something that
would have been cool. Yeah,
slash effect,
dude. Like accessories actually for the character instead of this side character solid block of plastic that could have just been put aside and put for a different release that is more referential to the release that it's actually from, and just given more utilitarian things for this Deadpool.
Hey, let me say something so I can go back to work.
Say it. Say it.
Real quick though. Go ahead.
Listen here. I'm Monday morning quarterbacking this release because there's nothing I can do and change it.
Pancho, say what you got to say.
Yeah. If this is $60, if this is $50, no, it needs more heads. I don't understand how a masked character can be released with only one expression for his eyes. That's weird.
Especially for somebody with
different eye expressions, dude. They could have easily just popped different expressions in and out of the eyes.
I don't think Marvel Legends is quite there yet to do interchangeable eyes.
It would be though, without a $20 dupe included.
Well, I don't think. I mean, I'm not like the most versed person on Deadpool, so like this character means nothing to me, but I'm sure he means a lot to a lot of people. I don't think they should have put this guy in there. I think they should have given him more expressive heads, and more expressive hands. I know earlier you were saying it would have been cool to have a middle finger. They could have given him a peace hand, and you could have cut off the pointer finger, and you have a middle finger.
He does have the piece.
He actually does have very expressive hands, Pancho. So try again.
Because hands can be reused, and those are very cheap to throw in, and while keeping your price point high.
Are those all the hands that are on screen right now?
Yeah.
Where's the peace hand?
The peace hand is on the actual.
It's on the body.
It's on the hand. Okay. Yeah, I don't think those hands are expressive enough.
They should have just put fists on him and put the peace hands on the side so you could see.
That's true.
Well, first of all, he should also had. He should also had jazz hands. He should also have jazz hands.
Yeah, he needs more expressive hands. Like any character with a mask relies on their hands first and foremost for expression. But Deadpool has the added ability to have expressive eyes in his costume, just like Spider-Man. So I think that's why they did. I can't remember if the Maximum Spider-Man had different eye expressions. I think it did, right? Or no?
Yeah, it did. It did. Well, not expressions, but
heads with different expressions on them.
Yeah, they weren't like
different head. Yeah, so I think
they were different,
but they were very.
Well, I also think that that's where the Spider-Man dropped the ball as well. If I want mass characters, especially Spider-Man and Deadpool, to have just as much options of expressions as they do in like the comics. They're so exaggerated in the comics because their eyes have the ability to move in the comics. It would be great to have that in here. And I think the only line that can offer that is something like the Maximum line, where they have the excuse to just kit it out as much as possible. Right. But the last thing I'll say is like just the whole discussion around like the price and like the strategy for the Maximum brand. Like the more and more releases we get for the Maximum brand, I think what's happening here is the exact same thing that happened to the baseline when the retro card came out. Retro card was just a way to charge more, or not maliciously charge more, but like gauge the consumer base to see how much they would pay for this character. Retro cards came with like different colorways and re-releases of characters that we liked and so on and so forth. But like, I think it was just a way to gauge how much more they would pay for a certain character. And I think that the Maximum line is what they're doing, but it's applying to the deluxe line versus the regular line. The deluxe figures are already like $35-$40 or whatever. And they're just trying to apply that same philosophy to the deluxe line to see just how much more they can charge consumers, or how much more consumers are willing to pay, with the added benefit of getting more stuff packed in it. But the unfortunate side effect is like the stuff that they're packing in it isn't necessarily what people want. I mean, I say it all the time on the show, like the Marvel Legends line has like their biggest disadvantage is that their property is so vast and it spans decades and decades and different iterations of characters. So with the idea of a Maximum version of a character, one singular release of a character to be the end all be all version of this character you need, like immediately doesn't work already, because there's just so much history and so much differences between all these characters that you're not going to be able to get it. So I just think that it's not necessarily like failed from the beginning, but like there needs to be a lot more effort put into this. And like, I'm sure that behind the scenes, the designers and like the project leads and stuff, they want to kit these things out as much as possible, but they're almost certainly getting pushback from the guys that work with like the numbers and stuff. And they're constantly just being like, hey, we can't do this. It costs too much. So and so and so and so. But the thing that leaves me scratching my head is like, when playing, like when juggling the budget like that, where does this dupe fit in? Like I just don't. If like the same thing with like
dupe is not even a value thing. I don't think. I think it was.
I don't think it's a value thing either.
I
mean, like
it was just a ode to the Series 6 Deadpool. It was really just a little nod to the collectors that have been around since the Toy Biz days. Like
I can see that for sure.
It rules. It's an updated, very specific comic look for Dupe as well. Like it's a specific artist's iteration of Dupe that looks really spot on. It looks great.
Yeah, this is ecstatic Dupe. But here's my question: if we're not applying any value to this Dupe, then how are we further substantiating the price tag? Then
the value is you understand the joke.
Well, I mean, I think like at a baseline
20 years ago. Oh, okay.
At a baseline, like the Maximum series has yet to live up to its price tag at this point. There's certainly collectors that are willing to pay that much, but when it comes to like its actual worth, I think everybody is in agreement that it has not reached $50 or $60 yet. But you're willing to pay $50 or $60 to get a version of a character that you like and a figure that you want.
But Pete, it's
never
not
have to get another one after that.
It's not that you're willing to pay $50 just for any figure. It's that you're willing to pay $50 for what is currently the best A tier figure in my collection. I'm willing to
be
pay.
fair, I think this is the best looking, best articulated, best accessory Deadpool. But at the $50 price point, could they have undone this dupe and put in more accessories and then give us dupe with a Deadpool on that classic look that's more referential to that Series 6 Deadpool?
Hold on, though. Let me finish that thought. Because to P's point about them using this as the gauge to then maybe increase the price of the deluxe line, at some point, you teeter out of the realm of, I'm willing to pay $50, not just for this figure. I'm willing to pay $50 for this iteration, best iteration of Spider-Man. I'm willing to pay $50 for this best iteration of Deadpool. I'm not necessarily willing to pay $50 for a great representation of Hobgoblin. I'm not willing. So at some point, you're going to enter into a realm where people not only are going to gripe about the price tag, but they're not going to want to pay a price for certain characters that are outside of that realm of popularity, because you can't apply this price tag to everybody who's not an A-lister in people's collection.
Okay, so on that note, what ends up happening? You end up doing multiple versions of the ultimate version of this character. So now you have ultimate Gary Dugan modern Deadpool. Next Maximum Series Deadpool is classic Rob Liefeld Deadpool. And you end up doing multiple versions of these ultimate maximum versions of these characters.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Mark my words, Boog.
I am going to tell you
22nd, the year of our Lord 2025. Yeah. I'm telling you, you're going to buy this Deadpool. You're going to buy that Hulk. You're going to buy that Spider-Man, and you're going to get another Maximum Series version of those characters in a different costume.
Correct.
Or a different artist.
In a different colorway. Yeah, we talked about
1, 2, 3 years from now.
That with the Spider-Man. That you'll get
worst case scenario in a non-Maximum Series version where you're paying these premium price to fund these new body sculpts for these characters, and then you end up getting a $20, $30 version of the same body sculpt in X-Force color in a main line.
Yep.
And then you're wondering, where did the maximum value really go? Now I'm getting the same body. I basically crowdfunded these bodies at this premium price so that they could just introduce them into the main line. That's supposed to be a non-premium, regular introductory price.
And again, at some point, the line cannibalizes itself, because how many $50 Deadpools am I going to have in my collection? How many $50 Spider-Mans am I going to have in my collection? Because I also have a shit ton of $25 Spider-Man in my collection. And so all I'm saying is at the end of the day, the way that this maximum line is being handled, it 100% has a lack of longevity. And
honestly, which is fine.
Which is fine.
Like
it has to be fine.
What it is, but let's not pretend we, the consumer, don't know what you, the company trying to get money out of us, is doing. Let's not pretend that we don't know that you're paying this premium price up front from us or charging this premium price up front so that we can pay for this new body, pay for this new sculpt, so that then you guys can sell it to us again later down the line at a cheaper price in a different colorway. And
you're just describing the regular nuances of a Marvel Legends line right now, though. That happens with every single wave.
That's what I'm saying is that's totally fine. But let's not pretend that this maximum line is this, on a pedestal, totally different thing from the original main line.
But they bill it as that. They bill it as that.
They will.
Like we didn't
market it.
Yeah, we didn't do anything. They said it.
Exactly what I'm doing. Rick, it sounds like we're agreeing because it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But see, Brian brought up a good point.
Totally fine.
Brian brought up a good point.
Transparent about it.
How are you going to do? How are you going to do?
When you're watching
versions?
wrestling, the Samoans don't have harder heads than the rest of the wrestling roster.
All right, Fabio, you're taking this to a whole other fucking place now.
We don't need wrestling comparisons.
When the Samoans headbutt people, it hits harder than anybody else on the roster, and it's just kayfabe. It's an agreed reality that we all have.
Hold on, Rick.
What are we doing?
I know.
What the
Fabio,
fuck are we doing?
We're having fun, Poncho. Did you forget what that sounds
stay-
like? Because I'm not
stay
on
on
here
track.
anymore.
Brian is saying a good point. Releasing things like different artist versions of a character. I don't know if it would happen because they've done it with the Hulk already, where they had 3 different artist interpretations sculpts in one pack. So I don't know that it would be as widely done as we might think, since they've just already done it in the past.
That wasn't done well.
No, but I mean, we weren't measuring if it was done well or not, but it was done. Is the
you're
point.
saying it was done? But I think Fab is
So
saying
we're just checking off boxes. You know, we're just
one
the notch on our belt.
One little thing that they could have done that would have been within Hasbro's capabilities.
Yeah.
One little cool feature from the Mafex Deadpool was that you could swap out the buckle on the belt for different logos or whatever.
Wow.
So that would have been cool. And then if there was some way for you to swap out the harness and change the harness in some type of way on this, we talked about that last week.
Would you rather have that than a
Rick
Dupe
presented
half
that
figure? Would you
Say
rather
that
have
again?
that than would you rather have those features you just mentioned, Boog, than this Dupe staction?
Not necessarily. No, I don't.
What if the Dupe was sold later to you as a true 20th anniversary of original Marvel Legends wave Deadpool in the packaging, like we had that wave with Toad and Hulk and Iron Man and Captain America? Dupe should have been. What I'm saying is, if you really wanted to make this a maximum release, I get the cheekiness of including this Dupe as an accessory in reference to what Manny called the ultimate sort of Deadpool release for many years. But what if you didn't include this Dupe in a maximum series line and packed the Deadpool himself with more accessories and saved this Dupe for a true second wave of 20th anniversary Marvel Legends?
I mean, yeah. What if everything? Yeah, I could see a version of this that would have been better.
And here's the thing. Here's both. You do this Dupe again logo exactly like it was on that original figure. This is like a more modern Dupe. The Dupe at the time was more of like the Dupe that was current at that time with like the more colored X logo, you know? So there's ways for them to do this Dupe again, which is smart on their part. But what I'm saying is, as a $50 Deadpool figure, does Dupe add that much value that you wouldn't have rather seen in more guns, more heads, more muzzle effects, better swords?
No, and I think it's quite possible that we'll see Dupe again, and that they'll probably start trying to explore that team and some of those kind of obscure characters. So
okay, I'm just asking questions.
So it absolutely wasn't necessary for Dupe to be packed in here, but I get it. I get the cheekiness of it, like you said, and the cutesiness of it or whatever. But like, yeah, they could have kept Dupe totally out of this, because as of 2 releases ago, they didn't include any little extra characters with Spider-Man or with Hulk. It wasn't necessary.
But it should have been necessary. And I'm gonna say 2 things. One, I don't think we will see Dupe again, because we haven't seen Dupe again since Toy Biz days.
But now that he's here, you know, they got to do it again.
Well, they don't have to, because it's done. So we may see him again in another 20 years, but this is not a figure that'll be in heavy rotation. Secondly, this is making me go back to a point that I made about Maximum Hulk prior to it being released. If them packing in this, and again, I'm not doing an apples to oranges. This is apples to apples based on what Hasbro's already offering us. If they're packaging in this little ass static Dupe in a $49 single figure release, Maximum Hulk at $59.99, 100% could have packed in human post-transformation Bruce Banner, because $59.99 is the standard price point for the 2-pack.
Right. Yeah, that was the other thing that we needed to touch on, was just the fact that
and they didn't even have to pack in or include that new chess piece, which to this day people are seeing deterioration on.
Nope, because the only Bruce Banner that we've ever gotten in the Legends line is the one that came. How did we get that Bruce Banner? It was with the Grey Hulk, right?
It was It was Toy Biz. Oh no. Are you thinking about the modern? Yeah.
The
It was
recent
Grey
2-pack,
Hulk.
the
Yes.
anniversary
Yeah,
one.
with the Grey Hulk. So
80th anniversary, was it?
Yeah, I believe so.
So I do think that if anybody could have used the pack in, and another reason now, like hindsight being 2020, the fact that Hulk outside of the overlay soft plastic chest had so much reuse of parts to substantiate the $59.99 price. If any figure should have come with a pack in, it should have been that Hulk to help differentiate. And honestly, I get it. And you're making me think about it even more now, Fab. This dupe 100% was added in for the nostalgia factor for all
exactly.
the fans.
Well, here's the thing. I 100% at this point accept my position as a fucking howdy doodad. I'm a total casual at this point when it comes to, well, the Marvel Legends line, but a lot of the hobby in general. And if these are the questions that I'm asking, then I would ask you to consider that the average consumer is probably asking this stuff too.
Yeah. I just, and again, this is what this release, because I was riding with the Maximum line because I see people saying in the chat, this is what y'all asked for. And to a certain extent, yes. But it's like when you ask for something and you end up getting like the bare minimum. Like, okay, you know what it's like? It's like saying to your mom, hey, mom, I want McDonald's. And instead of saying we got McDonald's at home, she goes by McDonald's and gets you like 2 cheeseburgers, but then gives you like potato chips at home to go with them instead of fries. It's like the mission is half complete. And so while, yes, we're getting some new shit and some bells and whistles, the price point doesn't substantiate everything that you're offering in this offering. Like, yes, you have some of the things we want, but you're also doing a shit ton of reuse and you're selling us short but charging us maximum for it. And so I think that they're still figuring it out because, again, this is only their third release, but also looking ahead, this line doesn't have long legs because at some point you're going to run out of characters that people are willing to pay.
Yeah, that's the main reason that it doesn't have long legs because, again, it's only but a certain amount of premier kind of A-list characters that you could.
Well, that's what I think it was Poc Photos in the chat was saying earlier, that it's going to be just like the 12-inch line where they give you one version of each of the main characters and then just drop the line. So the longevity in this line has to be, like giving you multiple versions of these A-list characters,
but these characters, because they're A-list, they don't have to be in a Maximum line. They could have 100% just been deluxes, and they would have sold regardless. So I think that what they went into this with the best of intentions, but there are other lines that I wish they would have given focus to, and like another line that I wish they would have gave continued focus to is the Legendary Riders line. Like there was still a shit ton of like room there for growth. And maybe they'll bring it back because we did just get the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. So maybe they have more in store for us there. The army building line with the Hellfire Club and the Skrulls and the Shield agents, that shit was money, bro. Like, and they did it on Pulse, so they didn't have to worry about paying like brick and mortar fees for distribution or worrying about counts. Just make that shit until people stop pre-ordering it and then ship it out. And there's just like so many. I was looking at the what are the comic Chitauri called? The Outriders. Outriders. I realized that I don't have those, but to me, that's like a thing that was and they didn't even do those in the Army Builder line. Like the Outriders, I think, were an exclusive in a 2-pack. But but to your point, Boog, of the idea that you presented them is fucking genius of them doing like an Army Builder specific wave where the Build-A-Figure is an Army Builder itself. 100% could have done that with the Mindless one. That would have been the perfect.
They almost had it with that wave, like, you know what I mean? But because they had a couple of Army Builders as the regular release figures in that wave, if I'm not mistaken. They offered a Ninja, something else. I forget what it was. I don't know.
There was a different ninja. It wasn't the army builder one. It was the like leader of the ninjas of the hand.
Oh, is that what it was?
Like a lieutenant, because he came with like a different head than everybody else.
Wasn't
the mindless one? All this shit blurs together, bro. Wasn't the mindless one wave with It was the wave before Blackheart.
Yeah. No, I think Zabu was after Mindless Ones and right before Blackheart, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, either way, I want this. I want everything they release to be successful, because the more these things sell, the more that we end up with B and C and sometimes D list characters. There's just a lot of things that they could do if they rebranded this Maximum line properly and just did it on Pulse.
Yeah.
And like, again, the Warriors 3 could be a 3-pack that is released under the Maximum line on Pulse, and people would buy that shit. And again, like, I don't know where this line is going to go with like the whatever they're calling it, but the made to order shit on Pulse. But they could release one figure that way every quarter and just call it Maximum. And then what you get is what you get. And it's some hot shit. And you release 4 figures a year in the Maximum line. And if you want to be jazzy and you want to throw in like a Thor that comes with the 2 goats on a throne, on a chariot, and then you sell that shit under the Maximum umbrella on Pulse, do that shit that way. So then you end up with the Thor and everything else. If you wanted to do this Deadpool, I don't even know what they could. The thing is, they've released so many Deadpools, they kind of painted themselves into a corner for what they could even offer at this point in a Maximum Deadpool. Because we already got
Bob.
Bob.
The thing too is like, okay, let's say again, no Dupe, they add more heads. Are they doing like a greatest hits of the heads they've already got in the library? Are they doing brand new heads? If that's the case, if it's brand new heads, it's 1. If it's stuff that they're reusing from the library, it's 2 heads. What would you prefer? You know, there's a lot of ins and outs and what have yous within there for sure.
It's tough. And really, in hindsight,
again, in hindsight, anybody could Monday morning quarterback all this.
Correct.
This is what they should have done, you know.
Correct.
But I think the most obvious thing is like, if they wanted to do the Deadpool Dupe thing again, I think it would have been more beneficial to just have it as its announcement of like wave 2 of 20th anniversary Toy Biz Legends, and done those like true to the original release sort of, you know, loadouts and accessories, and save what is supposed to be the ultimate thing as just things that are, because Dupe as it stands is not an accessory to Deadpool himself. Nothing about Deadpool can be used on, or nothing about Dupe can be used on Deadpool. So I think that's where Maximum needs to fucking exceed, is here's the character, here's accessories for the character. This, you know it or don't sort of deep cut reference to the Marvel Legends line as an accessory to this Deadpool. You know, it really depends on your audience. It's not necessarily, effective to the release itself.
You know what would have been cool? 2 things. One, and this is stealing Rick's idea about the different loadouts for the straps. If they wanted to offer these short swords and then have the proper sheaths for these short swords, they should have made a different harness that has the modern katanas on it, and then had that to be swappable. So you got both sets of swords. So you could have had the old school look, new school look. Yeah. And instead of Dupe, what would have been cool is if they would have packed in Kidpool.
Kidpool, or a Headpool even.
Well, the thing is that you could have
stand,
the Headpool from the movie Deadpool and packed him in, but Kidpool is something we don't have. It would have allowed them to introduce that new, smaller kid-sized buck, and it would have helped build out your Deadpool universe, because then you would have had Deadpool, Lady Deadpool, Dogpool, Squirrelpool, Headpool, and now this would have been the only way to get Kidpool. That would have been nice as a Maximum at $49.99.
All right, I think we've all flexed our Deadpool knowledge enough. Let's move on.
Abrupt
Yeah,
end.
I mean, there's no other news, so I would like to go to the super chats that we got during the show. While
All right, I gotta bail out. Thanks,
Rick,
thanks
that was
everybody for the
so
super
cool.
chats. Love y'all.
Bye,
I gotta
Mr.
go.
Nice.
I book
Bye,
nice.
bud. We love you, dude.
Okay, we got a super chat, a very generous super chat from a constant force here in the podcast, Bo Biggs, baby, with no message,
The
but
bigliness.
one is not needed. As everyone knows, this man is the silence behind the violence. Shout out to Bo Biggs, baby. And our beloved T Smith hit us with a super chat too earlier today. Said, gonna be a rerun for me, fellas. Welcome back, Fabio. Love,
Aw, thanks, dude.
peace, and chicken grease with a final salute. Thank you so
Fuck.
much, T Smith. Shout
Hell
out to T Smith. I love that man. He's the best. We got a super chat from Salinas Media Company. Says, great to see you back, Fabio. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Salinas
dude.
Media Company. I've not seen that name before. Did you have a different name before, Salinas? Let us know in the comments down below, please. And Shelf Presence. Shelf Presence gave a super chat like 2 shows ago that we never read due to issue on our parts.
Racism?
Sorry.
And are you reading it? Are you reading it tonight?
I don't remember what it was. It was like 2 weeks ago. I'm so sorry, Shelf
Shout
Presence.
out for your
You said there was a
Could you
discrimination
imagine?
involved with why you didn't read his comment. Is that what you said, Rick?
No, we were really caught up in the moment. We didn't read any of them that night. I'd apologize the episode after, but
Okay, so
just
it
wanted
was
to acknowledge our beloved Shelf Presence. Thank you so much, Shelf Presence. Always been a big contributor of this podcast. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. And his message says, "Happy Friday, gents."
Truly.
Happy Friday, gents. Fabio, welcome back. What a message,
dude. You have been on fire, fuego in the comments, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Anytime that I've been on here, everybody's always like, "When is Fabs coming back? When is Fabio coming back?"
Ah, that's so sweet.
So the community has been clamoring for your triumphant return. So it's great to have you back.
I'm just saying, dude. I've been on the periphery, but that doesn't mean I'm not paying attention to what's going on. So
yeah,
it's nice to see, the regulars here. It's nice to see so many like familiar faces back in the chat. So thank you guys.
And we got another super chat just came in from our very own Sharper Than Harper, Brad Harper. What up, Brad? Says Fabio.
Okay, wait. Let me, before we get into Brad's comment, can I just say Brad had the biggest glow up I've ever seen. From Comic-Con last year to this year, dude. This dude really figured out his personal style. He's got this sweet mustache and this nice mullet and these the boots, bro. Brad, you were slanging dick for sure.
Oh, that's for certain, Brad. He's the merchant of it. Fabio, what are your predictions from tomorrow's Figura Obscura? The streets are saying Jersey Devil or possibly on the Hyena new body.
I thought, it's some like urban legend shit. They're moving away from the literary figures or whatever, and they're really going into like, do you remember Creature Replica back in the day?
Yep.
Yeah, something like that. I think they're gonna lean in that direction, and that'll be cool. Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, while you were gone, I wanted La Llorona or Chupacabra.
Dude, La Llorona would be so cool with that fucking like, the Ghost of Christmas Past or what present. One of the Ghost of the Lady Ghost had like the crazy screaming mouth, that and like a dark pale with some black eyes, La Llorona kind of streaming down the eyes makeup would be so cool. Yeah. So I think it's going to be one of those like, Jersey Devil, Mothman, like Rick Jones is saying, just one of those
shout out to Rick Jones.
Weird things that we're going to do some like new tooling across the line that
hold on. I got to pause this for a second, bro. Fabio, I want you to know I just admire white dudes give the best praise. The fact, man, like the fact I'm literally choking over here because I've been holding this shit in.
Oh shit!
The fact that you said Brad had an amazing glow up, and when you started, I was like, oh, that's really like positive and confident in his masculinity because he's giving Brad props and praise on his glow up. But then when you said this man was out there you're slanging dick, I was like, well, goddamn, because as a brother, I would never be able to give that level of praise to another man. The most we do is we'll see a friend or somebody looking sharp, and we'll be like, all right, bro, I see you. You killing them, huh?
No.
And that's it. Anything outside of that, you got to follow that shit up with like a pause or something else.
No.
The fact that you said that praise so like heterosexually still, good on you.
Yeah, dude, I see game. I recognize it, you know?
Game recognized game. Well done.
Absolutely. Sir. I was like, dude, literally when I like, my first stop, I got dropped off at like 3 p.m. at the Hyatt, and I went straight to the toy photography or toy whatever panel. I don't know. Kyle was on it, and Ryan Ting was on it, and Blaine from NECA and Steve Ozer from Mattel. Cool. Like, here's people who came up outside of the industry who kind of worked themselves in. Cool panel. And that was my first stop. And who was there if not fucking Brad meeting me to give me the badge? And I did not recognize him from last year to this year. I was like, holy shit, that's you, Brad? Look at this motherfucker.
That's good to hear. Health is wealth, brothers.
Honestly, dude, he's approaching his final form. I wish you well, Brad.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Something we have not talked about on here. Didn't they reveal or showcase the new Mezco Hulk at the con?
They did. I'm sure somebody got pics of that in the booth.
You know what? We have not unless you and P talked about it, Rick, when you guys did your con recap.
No, we didn't, because you know what, David, you're bringing up a sore spot. That's Fabio's ex. He no longer participates in illicit activities with Mezco.
I kind of
what?
Yeah.
He sold everything.
No, you didn't.
I'm out of the Mezco game. Truly. Yeah.
Are you on the drugs? What are you?
No.
Are you supporting an addiction? What's going on?
No. I bought real estate, because God said, buy land because God ain't making any more of it.
Who gave you the terrible advice to invest your adult dollars in real estate over toys? Terrible.
I'm just saying.
Terrible finance. Fire your financial advisor now. The future's in plastic, baby.
Certain business practices led me to realize maybe I don't want to support such companies.
Interesting.
Maybe I want to just support the things I enjoy rather than the things I feel I'm told to. Look, because it's the sunk cost fallacy sort of thing again,
Look, blink. I wish you had your camera on because I would tell you to blink twice if you're in danger. Because I know your lady's looking at you right now, like you goddamn right. You sold.
Honestly, I don't have the camera on because it's terribly hot and I have my shirt off.
Oh shit! That's more reason to turn the camera on, baby. Let's OnlyFans the shit.
It's just one of those things. I'm just saying for people, anybody who kind of knows me already has, they kind of know this. And anybody who saw me at Comic-Con this year, I wasn't really into what Mezco was putting out. I'm kind of over it. So this year was a very.
What were your adventures like in the selling your collection world? Did you sell everything as a lot? Did you break everything up? Were you because I know selling shit online can be just as stressful, if not more.
Yeah, it's like a fucking, like a part-time job, just having to be on point and responding to offers and things. So there's a few things that I knew were high ticket items that I managed to sell individually, privately for some good price. But for the most part, I sold a bunch of stuff bulk, just to kind of make it easier. So kind of the same thing I did with NECA. It's one of those things, this is where these are the trends and the patterns. And if you've been in the game long enough, you're like, yeah, it's kind of time to cash out your chips at the casino,
So as somebody who's looking at his collection room right now, and I have literally still, don't judge me, Rick, I literally still have like a giant ass pile of stuff on the floor.
The one you showed us last week?
This work week was dumb busy, bro. So I haven't even stepped foot into my collection room, but I have shit is everywhere in my collection room, Fabio.
Well, okay, that's where I got to clarify, because it's not like I'm out of the game completely, but I think just in terms of where I've been at more recently, where my headspace is at, I've got a pretty burgeoning, nice little 4 Horsemen collection going on. So I think Mythic Legions and some of the stuff that they got going on is where I'm leaning to more recently. the companies that are doing all these fucking Conan figures and shit, like the high fantasy stuff, I think is really like where I'm at right now. You know,
did you pre-order that dragon?
No, so I wasn't exactly liquid when that whole thing was going on, but I think eventually it would be cool to get one.
Yeah,
but it, you know, it's I like that. I like that I don't. There's no pressure getting into a line like Four Horsemen or Mythic Legions late in the game is kind of nice because it's like, oh, from here on, I only got to get the shit that I really want rather than feeling like I did with Mezco 112. I got in on that line when it like first started with every release and one by one kind of like tracking them. With Four Horsemen, I'm so late in the game, I can literally just only engage with the things I really care about, which is cool.
Well,
but that's my mentality as a collector too. It's like, oh, I've been here. I got to fucking stay here because this feels like it's my lane and everything.
Well, did you feel like, what would you say was your like emotional feel selling like your primary line that you collect? Was it like a sense of like sadness? Was it a sense of like relief? Was it a sense of like excitement, looking forward to like a new chapter and being able to focus on other shit? Like, because I know you had a ton of stuff. Like you had every release, right?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, up until a certain point, I was pretty like current with everything going on. So once I felt like I missed a few and it was hard to backtrack, I was like, all right, there's no real point trying to, go back and try to get caught up. So it was kind of a sense of relief in terms of like, oh, I don't have an obligation to continue because I'm not, there's not that pressure of like, oh, if I miss this one, then I'm backtracked.
Yeah.
But if I miss 5, it's more like, well, I missed 5. Like, what am I gonna do? Try to backtrack? Like, I'm done.
And I'm really glad that you're talking about the art or the hobby of collecting that way, because one of the things that I told
it's the compulsion of collecting, really, if you think about it.
Because it reminds me a lot of the quote from Fight Club where Tyler Durden is talking to Ed Norton's character, and he's like, at some point, the things we own us. And I think that I've been thinking a lot lately, like that's kind of where I'm at in my collecting journey, where am I even collecting for the joy of the hobby anymore? Especially when it comes to like G.I. Joe classifieds. Because it's I'm out here clamoring to get characters and figures of members of this show or whatever that I don't even give a fuck about. Like,
exactly. It goes that deep. And I know plenty of people like that who literally like got back into the hobby because it was pandemic and G.I. Joe Classified came out and they all met each other outside of a Target trying to get these latest release, the Cobra Island stuff. Shout out Toy Kind of Mood, my boys. But it's one of those, like, if I had been around, if I had cared enough to like get those G.I. Joes early in the line during the pandemic, like, of course I would feel like I want to keep getting them. This is like what brought me back and everything, So once you kind of detach from that and not necessarily let go of the emotional attachment, because all these things have emotional attachment to some degree, but that sense of completionism, I don't know. Now I can just sort of engage with the parts of the hobby that I like really most enjoy and where my head's at right now. And I'm surrounded by heavy metal and sword and sorcery imagery all the time. So that's kind of where my collecting head is at right now too.
That's dope, bro. And I think what you've done is you kind of like freed, as the world opened back up, you kind of freed yourself a little bit and you found another source for like a dopamine release through your music and out here touring and everything else. And so I think that it was kind of like just the perfect timing and the perfect storm. So while I'm shocked to hear that you're no longer collecting Mezco, I'm actually kind of like happy for you, because it's one less thing to have to be consumed by in like an already materialistic world. So that's pretty dope, man.
Dude, you're on point. It's exactly that. I'd love to go into Comic-Con to see the community and everything, but it's less the mindless consumerism aspect lately. Like I was going there to try to get my Four Horsemen exclusive, and you know, the things that I was really engaging with, but it wasn't this sense of like, oh, I'm here, I got to get everything because I'm here, you know. And
Yeah.
it's nice to really disconnect from that, and I don't know, just be in a different space, which of course I've gotten accusations throughout the evening where like I haven't been on this podcast for a while, and you know, but at the same time, it's not that I haven't been engaging with the hobby. I see the news, I try to keep up with the headlines and everything, and see what the topics du jour are, you know, and the HasLabs and how people are feeling about the beefs at Comic-Con, all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But just because I'm not engaging doesn't mean I'm not, you know, informed.
Yeah, that is I'm really happy to hear it. The community misses you, but I think you're also kind of hitting the nail on the head that I don't have to be a slave to commercialism to still be an active part of this community, because
exactly
really the community should be more than just like hauls and who's buying the next hottest thing if you're really doing it right. So
if you're a content creator and you know your livelihood depends on getting the figure du jour to get that review out as early as possible, I get it, you know, or having the hot takes on these figures that we should have gotten with HasLabs recently, like this Mephisto right here. I get it, you know, that's everybody's livelihood, but I think I don't know, it's okay to just be a fan of this stuff and give it an arm's length sort of analysis, and that's okay.
That is okay.
Speaking of an arm's length analysis,
excuse me, Sonic Rockman X, I did not get the Rumbler. I'm so sorry.
He doesn't get anything Mezco anymore. Speaking of arm's length analysis, Pock Photos with a super chat. Thank you so much, Pock Photos. You didn't go to Comic-Con this year, Pock Photos, and I cried in my B&B because of it.
That would have been cool, though.
Thanks a lot, Pock Photos. I needed you there, but you weren't there.
Yeah.
Says, love you, Pock Photos. He says, will Fopster live return to claim the Monday night spot again? Good to see you back, homie.
I don't know, man.
Mythic Monday nights.
I will have Mondays off, so that is an interesting wriggle in the situation. So we'll see. I don't know. It may be in some different format. There's no plans for it certainly, but I don't know if people would like that. Could be cool.
Hey, here's a fun thing to call back to. Fabs, are you watching Alien Earth?
Dude, it's fantastic.
Fucking phenomenal. It's like watching a mini movie with every episode.
Yeah, dude. They nailed, you know, the whole tone of the original series. It's really cool, or the original franchise. It's just good, and it's different from it's like a new canon, apparently. It doesn't observe Prometheus and Alien Covenant and the black goo and all that stuff. So that's kind of cool to see. We'll see where it goes.
Did you start watching it yet, Rick, or did you get a chance?
No, you know, a little known fact about Rick Dom, I don't like the Alien franchise.
No way, Rick.
I like the first film, and I like nothing else after it.
Like the first film only, as in like Alien, no S.
Yep, I've never liked any of the other. Not that I hated them or anything like that. I don't think they're unwatchable films, but they're just not for me. I thought the first one was good. The suspense of it, I thought, was just so peak in the first that nothing else lived up to it for me when I tried.
Yeah, it really takes a turn. Like that first one is, I think, the tone this show is trying to establish more.
Agreed.
The second movie just goes like full action movie.
Yeah.
Put an S at the end of Alien, and you know, just make it bigger.
She was like the estrogen version of Schwarzenegger, for real.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it tries to recapture that suspense of the original first. So if you just like that first one, I think you're in good company.
I do think you would like the show, Rick, because it is very much Alien over Aliens. And it is really just like a beautiful thing to see on screen, like so much care and attention. And it really does, like, even the sets kind of capture that feeling of the first Alien movie. It's moody as hell. It's just very well done. And the acting is also really,
you know, what's great too? The fucking game, Alien Isolation, where it's like a survival horror, you know, you got to hide from the alien type of first person game. And it's in the exact art style of the original film. Like anything that tries to recapture that original is like the best Alien content for sure.
This will be interesting. No, you won't give a fuck about this because you don't watch cartoons.
No, I don't.
Yeah, no,
Except King of the Hill season 14, which was fantastic.
Yeah, we talked about that. You know, I'm gonna come back to what I was gonna say. I had sadness the other day because I powered through all 10 episodes of the new season in like 2 days. And so I keep going back and I see like the promo image or the image that pops up on the screen of like, hey, new thing, watch this. And then I'm sad because there's no more new season 14 to watch. And so I've been like bummed every time I see it because it was so bingeable. I like powered through all.
Yeah, it really doesn't make a spectacle of its season. Like it doesn't end with this like big, twist or set piece or anything. It just kind of just flows,
Yeah, very organic.
Exactly.
But something
Rick, you're the authority. What did you think? I'm going to base my opinion on you, on King of the Hill.
It was incredible. It was everything I'd hoped. It was
good.
It was bigger than I ever imagined it would be. I've said it many times here, but I'll say it again, that it's hard to know what you like is really, really good. And it's not just your own personal like thing, that it's not just me that loves this and this hyping this up as to be some amazing show. Because you do get those feelings, I wouldn't call it imposter syndrome, but you kind of second guess yourself, like maybe the show isn't as good as it is, and it's just me that thinks that it's this good. Maybe I only really love it like this, and that show has broken all of Disney and Hulu's records, and it's gotten insane viewership, and it's been on like 90% at Rotten Tomatoes practically the entire time. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really happy. San Diego Comic-Con catered to King of the Hill pretty much the entire weekend, and it was great. It was a dream come true.
A dream come true, man. You made that sound so poetic and beautiful. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I said this last week. Emilio's my favorite new character.
Oh, he's the best.
You know what's so funny? I don't know if it's even enough content of him yet to say, but I'm trying to decide. But they did so well in the few episodes that they had. I'm trying to decide if I like adult or kid Bobby better, because they both equally are like very like endearing, and the growth.
Adult Bobby is just so well adjusted.
Yes, like they didn't like lean in and like make him have like some weird problem or make him edgy or make him whatever. The progression of him from kid Bobby to adult Bobby feels so natural that it's like running into an old friend, and you see where they are in life, and you're just kind of like, that's really cool, bro. Like, I'm really happy for how things work out for you.
Yeah, they made the character take in the best parts of who his parents are.
Yeah.
The hard work ethic, the passion for what he does, the drive that nobody's going to stop him. Those are things that all come from Hank and Peggy, and he took the best of it from them. Yeah, and it was funny. I've seen a lot of people really don't like Connie. A lot of people find Joseph just to be hilarious and like goofy. But I don't think it's a stretch to say that this show, this revival proved that Hank and Peggy were by far the best parents, even though they weren't the most financially stable. They weren't the most forward thinking. They did the best by their son, the most that they could.
But you know what, man? This show is so well written, and these characters are so. This is an amazing photo. Whose is this?
The Sergio.
That's a high. The characters are so beloved and so well taken care of and so well written and curated.
Oh yeah.
That everyone in their adult selves makes sense in the context of the show.
Absolutely. Connie ended up exactly how I thought she would, and so did Joseph in the best way.
And Chain is a Nepo baby like no other.
Chain is the absolute worst as a kid and as an adult.
Of course.
And it all makes so much sense because it's like based on Con and what's her mom?
Min.
Yeah, Min. Yeah. That everything that Connie's doing, from like being polyamorous and everything else, all of that tracks because she would be like this, not rebellious, but just someone who wants to live free and not under the thumb of her. Like,
she had every aspect of her life controlled and her feelings repressed, and it's
So
I thought she was great, although people weren't fans of how it was. I think
I mean, even the new sort of characters introduced, GH was great to kind of see back, and that I think that the man-made, episode is one of the best because, in their, not to say that they're contemporaries necessarily with South Park, but like South Park is still currently on, and this had its revival too, and they're, in their own way tackling these like modern issues, and to see all this like manosphere shit fucking, parodied on this show. I don't know. It was done well, and Hank is just such a fucking timeless character, that
yeah.
to see him like no different than when we last saw him, basically 20 years ago, it was cool to see. And they did a really good job with like the time skip in terms of them being in Saudi Arabia this whole time.
Saudi Arabia.
and even that,
I can't believe they didn't understand my perfect Saudi Arabian perfectly.
Even that I thought was handled so like respectfully, but also so authentically, of these like super white Texans, like
and somehow like they've got a more like traditional American experience in a foreign country than they did in their own country when they come back. It's just, I get that.
I liked it. I like that. It was just really well done. Something watching the time. Something else I wanted to just geek out on because I haven't had a chance to geek out with anybody on this. I finished 2 weeks ago. After multiple attempts to watch this series, I finished Attack on Titan. And the hype that everybody had like 7-8 years ago, when everybody was like, it may have even been longer than that, when everybody was like clamoring for the fucking Figmas, and now everybody's like going crazy for the Revoltech Titans. Like, my interest for Attack on Titan is at like an all-time high because that story and that anime was so well done. It went places that I never thought that it was going to go, and that was a really, really, really fun watch. Hella late, but really good anime. If you have not checked it out, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I don't watch cartoons.
I know, just saying. It was good.
That's a great point to close this show off of. We're trying to get off before 10 p.m. tonight.
That sounds good. Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Everybody say your piece. Fabio or David, whoever. I'll close it out at the end.
What do you want to know? What do I got going on?
Yeah, say what you got going on. Sign off. Whatever you want.
Over here, what do we got going on? Bills, grocery shopping at some point.
Kids starting school.
Oh, my kids started school back on August 1st, baby.
Are you back on the East Coast, David?
Yeah, we're in Atlanta. We're below the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah, hot Atlanta.
Yeah, very hot. But yeah, the kids have been back in school for a minute now. Christian's taking the SAT tomorrow for his second time taking it, trying to get that score boosted up above 1,300. And we are, I'm just out here hunting, man. It has been really, really fun going to Walmart and finding like actual cool figures in store. I was able to score, how many did I get? I have 6 of the G.I. Joe classified firemen. Again, the things that I own me. And yeah, I'm gonna start. You know what? I'm gonna start using some of my downtime to start doing some A.C.B.A. I've been putting it off for literally forever, but like people have been consistently putting up heat in the group. I know that I really, really appreciate and respect all the guys that consistently still put up quality photos in A.C.B.A. I know that maybe some of our hype has died down within the group on Facebook, but you guys are true champions who continue to post photos on Instagram and that get recognized on the Sunday Salvo, and like have been like literally like some of the best photos that the group has ever had have been actively been
we're scrolling past all of them right now, like
literally just hotness in the group. So just look for me making comments, snarky comments, and engaging with pseudo serious non-invested debates with people online about this hobby of ours, and see you guys from time to time here on the podcast.
Hell yeah. Fabio, say your piece.
Oh shit, man, I'm out here. I'm Fabio. My friends call me Fobster. Sometimes I could be on this podcast, but we'll see. I mean, things are ever evolving. I'll have Sundays free for the foreseeable future, so maybe that could be a thing. But yeah, man, just because I'm not here discussing it with you boys doesn't mean I'm not still watching the YouTubes and seeing the Instagram posts and kind of seeing what's new and hot and talked about in the community. Staying abreast as best I can, even if I'm not engaging. Got my own little collections going on behind the scenes, even if I'm not sharing them. So I see you guys. It's great to fucking engage with you guys tonight, and thank you everybody who has been watching and commenting along, and just having a good time with us. We're all it's the boys. It's a Friday night, talking toys, having a couple drinks, just hanging, dude.
Am I the only one that when I say the word abreast, I giggle? My inner child giggles at the fact that,
I mean, you're getting away with a curse word, I
mean, yeah, you're being snarky. There's another word. Cheeky. You're being cheeky. This Dalzim photo of him doing the yoga flame, but he's farting it out.
Yes, right here.
That made me laugh out loud when I scrolled.
I saw this
in the group. That was a dope ass photo. Shout out to whomever.
Pull it up. I went a little far. Here we go.
Creative.
Yeah, that was Nose Rain. Shout out to Richie,
dude.
Yeah, shout out to Richie.
I don't know if you guys saw him at the breakfast, but I wish I would have seen him this year at San Diego, because he had recommended a burger place to me out here in LA that he likes to visit, and I tried it for the first time sometime after, and I didn't get a chance to tell him that the place was fucking great. So Nose Rain, Richie, if you're watching, if somebody fucking clips this and sends it to him, let him know.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw him at the breakfast. I saw him all weekend. He's great. Shout out to Richie. Much love to Richie.
Good shit.
But Pancho, if you could hear us, I guess that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching and talking Maximum with us. And don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell down there. Give us a video reply. And until next time, if Pancho's actually there, peace. And if he's not there, then sit here watching us. Just say things.
He's here. Thanks, guys.
I'll see you now, and I'll see you at another time.
Okay, we gotta chop that a little bit. Hey,
better in my head.
To do a talk out, walk out. Another photo that I really, really love. If you scroll down, it's near the top. It's the one of the guy painting road. There it is.
Oh yeah, this one here.
Oh yeah, like one of his friends.
That brought me much joy when I saw this fucking picture, bro.
Of course, it's Magneto painting it too.
Hell yeah, it's